Boom, baby. We are live. Welcome to Interview with Man, episode 811. We are freaking rocking and rolling all the way down here in Tokyo, Japan. How's everybody doing today? Welcome to the show. Let's see. Are we rolling on Instagram? I have set up the live, but I closed the tab. Let's see. So how's everybody doing today? We're going to talk about the Trump presidency. Listen, we did it. Bro, listen, I don't care where you are right now. Okay. I don't care how bad of a day you're having or how good of a day you're having, right? Just take a moment right now and imagine with me, okay? Imagine Kamala Harris won and she was the president right now. What a travesty. Okay, what a just absolute, total, devastating situation we'd be in. Crypto would be in the toilet, okay? Nobody likes that woman, all right? She's now blaming her husband on the fact that she lost the presidency, not the fact that she's a cackling alcoholic that nobody liked, and she's just did attempt. Obviously completely just a pawn of the deep state, and just letting all the illegals in. She was the border czar, anti-crypto, all this stuff is coming out, and then all the drones. Yeah, so we find out now, right, that the drones, I found out this morning, that all those drones that we saw over New Jersey and everything, it was the Biden presidency, although they denied it. The lying Biden. What a mess. Just what a mess, and so much more. But let's get going, because we gotta cover a lot. Today we gotta break this down because it's good stuff. It's good stuff. If you want to actually get a girlfriend, if you want to actually try and talk to girls, if you want to be a man, it's a big caveat there. Okay. We're not looking for alpha male keyboard warriors. If you want to actually go and talk to women in the real world. Go outside, touch grass, and then talk to a woman. It's legal. It's going to be okay. All right, let's talk about it.
Connection established.
Make money, make muscles, learn game, hold frame. It starts with learning dating, and then you move on to something else to push humanity forward. That is the philosophy of modern life dating.
I am teaching you how to be strong. I am teaching you how to be powerful. So when bad things happen to you, you don't quit.
Okay, because you don't know how.
Because you don't know.
No, if I'm not going to explain to myself.
In normal conversation where people aren't sitting around and patronizing you because you're loud and obnoxious, and a lot of people don't want to confront you and tell you that. But I'll tell you that right now, young lady. You're very loud and obnoxious, and you're rude.
You wanted to blow it up and make me seem like something I'm not, and I didn't appreciate that. But that's okay. You can do what you want to do for your content.
Oh boy, somebody's triggered.
And
She's
you can do
triggered.
that. No, Adam sent me a clip.
You should want a woman that you can build with.
She can build me a sandwich.
My man.
It's common sense in every other country in the god world, but here you got to get out of god Venn diagram and be like, hey, don't post half-naked photos of yourself because you're gonna attract fucking predators.
I'm back. What is up, everybody? We have got a lot to cover today. Shall we just get on there? Oh, look at that. Paul is in the house. Paul, if you want to pop on, come on. You always have a place on this show. If you are in your studio and you want to just come and add your 2 cents, maybe 5, 10, 15 minutes, or stay the whole damn show. I don't care. But I got something to say, Paul, and I'd like to say it to somebody like you. Let me know. I know you're a busy man. You got the hot wife with the big boobies, with all due respect. But hanging out with her, big boobies, hot white woman, hanging out with me. I know what I would hang out with. Hang out with the big boobies. How's everybody doing? I'm so happy to see you guys here. I'm so happy to be here. I'd like to thank you. I have some great news. Okay. Now we all know about the shadow banning that's happening on Instagram and YouTube, right? But I just opened up my X account. Shout out to Elon Musk. Okay. Shout out to him. Okay. Fucking Elon. And he fucking, I just saw a push notification. My whole X just shut down. It was like, oh, hey, MLD's live. Do you want to watch it? I'm like, I'm MLD. You're giving me a notification? I'm not shadow banned? Listen, you can't hold me down for, and then shout out to the Rumble boys. Damn, Rumble, where you could say everything, including the hard R word. It is what it is, but sometimes you just got to say retard. I'm happy. I have $200 in my Rumble account too, guys. Things are looking up for the modern life dating brand. You guys have no idea. I am crushed under the weight of all this financial success I'm getting from these social media platforms. Joel Astorga, he says, hey, John, what is up to you on Instagram? Legit 415. Shout out to you. And I got to give a shout out to somebody who followed me yesterday on Instagram, guys. This must be the best, one of the best usernames. Please tell me this guy didn't. Oh, okay. Look at this guy, guys. Okay. Can we get a special shout out? Shout out to this guy right here. Real nigga J don't play. Okay. My God.
Sensational.
Real nigga J don't play. Thanks for shopping. Thanks for watching.
Get money.
I'm really happy to have you here, my friend. What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive, guys. I'm telling you, we're going to the tippity top of the mountain. We'll only be halfway there when we get up there, but we're getting there. I'm happy to have everybody here, guys. Joel Astorga follows us. I joined Men in 2022. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sir. You are a gentleman and a scholar. So we're going to talk about Trump presidency and how this does affect your dating, because women are this crazy in America. B. Calais, is that Barry? He says destiny sucks. Oh, yes, he does. Yes, he does. He's like Trebek. Suck it long and suck it hard, Trebek. So we launched the Crypto Minute in like the middle of the morning for you guys. It was late at night for us in Tokyo. Before we get going, though, please don't forget, add my Telegram alerts channel here. That way you can get direct alerts to me, MLD, to help bypass the shadow bans, because we have 333 people on the MLD stream alerts. We used to have 400, kind of bled off, but we're turning the franchise around and we're going to make it happen. And we're just going to keep on keeping on. So hit that alerts, join up with that. And Mama is in the house. Mama Angus says, MLD, you all time the great. I love you. That's Magnus. I know this guy. I've seen this guy on my social media. Shout out to you, Magnus. Look at that. I got the IG notification as well. Ransom. We are coming up in this world. Let's go.
Get money.
All right. Hey, listen. Thank everybody. Thank you to Allah. But thank you to as well, Jesus. And then thank you to the Jewish God, whatever deity that is, Yahweh. Thank you. And thank you to Daniel, my faithful Jewish watcher. I love this guy. So it's good to get things to go rocking and rolling. It's that favorite time of the year. It's Comment Review. Let's go. So I just laid it all out yesterday. I said my piece. This is the plan of 2025 and channel direction. This was received very well. A lot of people privately contacted me regarding this video. Look at me. I look so good. I'm so young. Let's go to the comments right here. Shout out to Apex Mindset. It says, John speaks a lot of truth. It's me. That some people would want to keep from you. Hopefully you guys are listening and joining that community. Shout out to you, my good man. Kal-El, my good friend who I had Singaporean curry with in Tokyo. He says, what makes somebody good is not their wins. It's their losses that they overcome to get you where they are. MLD, straight facts from John. The days are long, but the years are short. Oh, that's so true. Gretchen Rubin. Value-driven is a solid plan. Men and women are better together than apart, and the family community is going to be key to the future. Tomorrow, yes, sneak, New Year, Chinese New Year. Happy New Year. Okay. Only Tire says, the hardest pill I had to swallow in 2022 and 2023 was that nobody was coming to save me. That's true. Congratulations, guys. If you're a man and you can hear the sound of my voice, nobody cares about you. Shout out to my one faithful viewer on Twitch. What is up to you? I'm just drowning in clout, as you guys can tell. Okay. The hardest pill that I had to swallow in 2024 is that the problem that most people have in their life, which is the solution to most of the problem. Sorry, I had this yuzu, like a carbonated drink here. Is whom they see in the mirror. This pertains to both men and women. It's pretty deep. Currently, two of my closest friends are trying to get me to change my goals to where I fit a mediocre lifestyle, living day by day just to get by. Terrible. I choose not to listen to them simply because the only way to get where I want to be is simply through hard work. They think that I am working myself to death, the two full-time jobs, and doing 2 gig apps on the side of all that, but I know I'm not even close to working my fullest potential. You see, this is what's up. This guy's a real man right here. Guys, you got to be working, bro. You got to be working. It's like that is a non-negotiable, gentlemen. If you're not working as a man, shame on you. Honestly speaking, shame on you. You're a man. You need to be working. You need to be making money. You need to be mastering the art of money, because that's what it is. Okay. Shout out to Lou, the lifting lawyer. Wow, he just got a notification. Did you guys ever get notifications on Instagram before? That's the first time I hear people saying this. Maybe because I've cut the feed to the Instagram. I've like really I've stopped uploading clips for a bit, kind of punish them for fucking punishing me. Because without me, there is no you, motherfuckers. Oops. So there he goes. There he goes. It's over. That's me right there.
Retard alert.
I said a bad word. Oh, well.
Shut up, bitch.
Advice to the audience. Very few people are willing to help you get to their level in life, even if you want you to humbly surpass them. This is the deepest part right here. You know, it wouldn't be another episode of Interview with the Man if I didn't take a shot at Richard Cooper. And this is exactly where Richard is. Rollo's like this to a degree as well. They like if you look at who Rollo and Rich keep around them, it's always their little underlings. The only exception for Rollo is he keeps around Michael Sartain. And Michael Sartain, you gotta say, dude, that guy is super connected, and he is living that high value playboy life. There is no doubt about that. There is no doubt about that. And you know, Rollo knows his windows closing, so he's trying to squeeze it all in. Got to get past that, 40-person body count. He's got to level it up. Arnav Gosh 2260 says, "Boom, baby, happy New Year, MLD. It only took you 28 days. Hey. Yeah, you know, a good student, a good teacher lets their students surpass them. You know, Rich didn't want Myron taking off. I remember that." And then, yeah, like Rollo likes to keep little lackeys around him, people who never have big brands bigger than him, God forbid. Sprans Wild, speaking of him, this is my favorite Jew. Congratulations on the 10 years of modern life dating. Thank you, sir. Juan Garcia, John, thank you for your service. I personally will work on myself until I reach my fullest potential. I will never stop, period. That's what I'm talking about, Juan. Let's fucking go. Hadouken! Nostalgic 07, he says, "I think there might be a difference between guys that are legit men's dating life coaches and those are only mostly content creators and political commentators. Everyone doing their own things. Just like, for example, so today I am technically I'm talking about politics, but I'm not like this policy. No. Okay. I'm talking about how this presidency is affecting dating, because we're going to talk about it. There's some videos I'm going to show you, some girls. Funny. You guys heard of the 4B movement? We're going to talk about that real quickly. It's funny. But basically, 4B, what does it stand for? Bitches be big bitchy. I don't know. John is the OG in the space, says QWERTY, although likes to brag a little too much that he is the grandfather. I am not the grandfather, Red Pill. Who the hell? I did not say that. However, I always enjoy when John makes fun of Rich Cooper's pheromone soap. It's fun, but who cares what he sells? Hey, listen. Come on, guys. Come on. Are we having a guys? Guys, are we really defending a man who's selling pheromone soap?
Shut up and take my money.
Okay. Don't let that jabroni on. Paul, here, if you want to come on. Here's the link. I don't know if you hit me up on Telegram. Oops. This guy cracked me up, or I died laughing at this. He says, those veneers are so much better. It looks more natural now. Previous set looked like a pack of chewing gum. Being real. I died laughing when I read that. I was on the sofa and I started reading that, and there was a Japanese girl here with me, and I was dying laughing. And she was like, what is wrong with you? And I was like, this guy is making fun of my teeth from before. Look at these new ones. Look at that. These are the plastic. Look. See? They're not, you can see the color doesn't really match. See, these white is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Each of these fuckers cost me $800. So 6 times 800 plus the fake ones this I'm wearing right now. God, it's expensive to be good looking, guys. It is expensive to be good looking. Speaking of expensive to be good looking, we got a good looking man here. Paul, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on? I saw you were live streaming. I was like, oh shit.
How did you got a notification?
MLD?
Did you get a notification?
No, I just happened to just pop online and I just saw that you were straight. Actually, it was on X. X, I got a notification.
My money.
Yeah.
There we go. X is where it's at.
Yeah.
People send chats. Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
I was gonna say, yeah, it popped up at the top of my my notifications on X, and I go, oh, hey, look, John's online. I better go over there and bother the chat a little bit.
What is that? Is that a blue wave?
What's that? Oh yeah, a Kona big wave. Yeah.
Big wave. Yeah. I love those. That's my favorite Hawaiian draft beer. So I'm doing some comment review. Let me finish these. And sorry, I have to see here through this. Are you okay?
No, let's do it. Yeah.
I hope you're not I hope you're not crushed by my mountain of clout, as you can see that I have.
You're kind of a big deal. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
All right, let's go back to this real quick. So, all right. Hi, MLD, wishing you best 2025. Great screen. Thanks so much. Chaos Wolf Ninja says, I hate how the space have become inundated with so many wannabes. Shill, copy paste. Every Tom, Dick, Harry have answers to all world's social problems. A lot of it are just repeated from you, John, Rolo, etc. I have been watching you for a long time. I think I see myself low value, but my main problem is my brain and character, I would say, is slow. I don't know about you picked up on my bad teeth. It's tricky to explain here, but when interacting with people, you need a certain speed in your thoughts interact. When conversing, I only work out late answers, so looking idiot in the moment. Yeah, it's just a muscle you got to practice. That's all it is, man. God's guidance, the fact that he has 220K subscribers, only gets 1,000 views on his videos, is definitely telling that he is completely suppressing the algorithm. Still wrong about XRP, though. Oh, you had to throw that in there, huh? Love you, brother. You changed my life for the better in 2019 and then again in 2022. Much respect. Big wishes to you, MLD. Thank you. I'll shout out to the anonymous girl who always watches me. Even for us ladies, what you're doing is working. Clowns will almost imitate the wise man, then try to make him the joke. But John, MLD, keep doing what you're doing as long as it's the truth. Thanks, sweetie. Appreciate the straight cut truth, bro. MLD winning all the way. This is my friend Yellow Joe. This guy's a big baller. Roof Wrangler says replay game. Let's see.
Shut up and take my money.
Mikalsa, hi, man. I watched all the videos. Things will normalize sooner or later. When it comes to manosphere, it went down same as Project Hollywood. First egos, Too many cooks in the kitchen and second women. The internet blood sport where the people live to show. People do live shows with OF chicks cancer. Nothing useful. Yeah, I mean, he has, you got to watch it and then you got to be over with it. Good luck, MLD. I'm going to miss you. MLD, W Stream, WMLD. Thank you guys. All right, that's it. And then we launched a new show yesterday. Right here, Crypto Minute. Me and James did a quick one. We talked about tracking BTC ETF inflows to predict when Bitcoin is going to be $120,000. So we have basically, long story short, we need $6 billion in inflows from the ETFs and or Michael Saylor left to get us to 120. Theoretically, we ran this with some AI. We're crunching numbers. So let's see what happens. Crypto Princess, this is exciting. More stuff, more crypto stuff from LD. Largest power. Thank you. Shout out to Jay Medina. Let's go. Great episode. Great episode and explanation, says Daily CG. Amish SLV says such killer info. Thank you, MLD and James. Lord Venom's in the chat, says killing it. I love how basic you describe what's going on. Easy to understand. Fantastic content. Great new format. Great alpha. Straight to the veins. Appreciate the detailed breakdown. Oh, this is a scam. These scammers. These are how they drain your wallet. Do you know about this? They tell you like a fake seed phrase.
I see that on my comments, rather. They're like, hey, great stream. Side topic. Like, I want to ask you about how to move whatever into Binance. And I'm like, get off my fucking channel.
You'll recover this wallet, and then what it'll do is any crypto wallets you have, it'll drain. It'll sort of automatically take your money and send it to a random address. Well, not random, but an address that they have.
Fascinating.
WMLD, boom. So shout out to everybody. Wow, that was a long comment review, but thank you. As you guys know, because of my crippling amounts of clout and fame and fortune, these things take time. Paul, I'd like to get your thought. Shout out to Believe Yourself. Take a look at it, MLD. Thank you. And then how much did those cost? Got them in Japan. Like I said, there's 6 teeth. Each tooth is about like $750. So do the math. It was expensive. It was expensive. It was gay. It's really gay.
But was it worth it? Was it worth it?
Yes, definitely. Anything for female validation.
There you go.
So, Paul, what state are you in, man?
I'm in Colorado. Okay.
Colorado is kind of like outside of Denver's okay, but Denver is quite the liberal gay hole.
Oh, man. It has gotten really... Our state's completely a purple state now. It's really bad. When I grew up in a small town no one's ever heard of called Conifer. Actually, most people have heard of South Park, Colorado, though. That's where I grew up. I grew up, Matt Stone and Trey Parker. Trey Parker went to my high school and stuff. That whole area is based on the area I grew up on, that cartoon. But it used to be a red state. We used to be very conservative here. And then we had a huge influx over the years from Californians, just completely took over. And a lot of Californians, they will leave that state going, man, the prices are high here and the cost of living is outrageous. But let's move over here and vote for all the same shit that caused it, to be that way. And now
it's like locusts, man.
Yeah, they are. Luckily, I live out in the cow pasture. I live on the western slope. We're still pretty free out here. The sheriffs are all cool. We all have automatic weapons and stuff. It's great.
I was looking at the billboards and stuff, and because when you fly from Tokyo into America, you have to fly to San Francisco, LA, Denver, Houston, or Chicago. Sometimes New York, but it's never straight shot to Florida. So I often chose the Denver because my brother used to live in Wyoming. So we would go to Denver and then just drive to Cheyenne. It's like an hour, take like a bus.
Yeah.
Because my brother's on the base there, right? And every time I went there, though, it was just like, well, first of all, let's talk about the demographics. They call it Menver, right? Because there's more men than there are women in Denver. Do you know that?
I've never heard that before. No.
Yeah, it's a bad place to live for men. Menver. It's a good thing for the chicks, but I've never met a nice girl from Denver. Maybe it'll change one day. But every girl I've met from Denver has been...
My ex-wife's from Denver. Hey.
There you go.
Shut up, bitch.
I didn't know you were married, man.
Oh, yeah. I was married for 14 years, man. That's how I got into the space. I was married, but the marriage and the divorce didn't red pill me. It was the relationship after that red pilled me.
But so let's okay. Well, I want to talk about you real quick, and then we'll go into this. Because how did you become Come On Man? What was this journey like? How did you become a guy and you're like, you know what, I think I can go on the internet and talk and give some work. The thing I like about you is that you're genuine and you have a fucking job. You're responsible, which is saying a lot, because a lot of guys like, oh, I'm gonna be a manosphere influencer and I'm gonna make $2,000 a month and I hope people look up to me. Like, hey, asshole. Hey, dipshit, you need to go work and have a job, you fucking loser. That's I'm sorry, but if I'm gonna be talking with a grown man and after the age of 28, okay, I'll give him some fucking grace. And you're making $2,000 a month, and you're from a country that's first world where you can make a lot of money. The only thing you need to do is put the fries in the bag, bro. Like, I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear your life philosophy. Here is how I make $2,000 a month and waste my life as a manosphere content creator. I want to write a book. What the hell's wrong with you?
Right. Yeah. So what got me in this space to begin with was, so it was after that second relationship, because I got divorced and I was really overweight, man. I was like 50 pounds overweight when I got divorced. And I think that contributed to the end of the marriage. Right. And then I found myself,
getting fat you think ended the marriage?
Oh, it contributed to it. There was lots of things. I had no frame. I had no emotional control. I would, lose my shit all the time. There was lots of things that just weren't working in that relationship. And I honestly, I think, if I look back on it, I could have done everything that I know now, and it probably still wouldn't have been a great marriage, because my ex-wife is just not that great of a human being. It's like, once you sort of level up to a certain spot, you sort of like look back and go, God, why did I even get with that person in the first place? Right? Why did I overlook all those red flags? But I found myself back on the dating circuit. This was like 2014, and I hadn't been on a date in 15 years. I didn't know what I was doing. It was a whole new market. We didn't have dating apps when I was in high school and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I just floundered around, man. Yeah.
Sorry. Just to get some clarity for the audience, at what age did you get married?
Oh, dude, I got married at 20.
So you 20. Got divorced when you were 34.
Yeah. I wasn't even old enough to buy alcohol at the wedding and stuff. It was.
What was how many girls did you bang before you got married?
I had banged like 10 girls, I think, before then. Yeah. Not a whole lot, but
it's not a diss, but it's just like, the amount of women you sleep with does determine your skill set to a degree, for sure.
Oh, sure. And one thing too, I mean, I definitely had that sniper mentality when I was out dating. It was like every girl I got with, I was going all in on one individual girl at a time. And I was like, oh, I'm going to marry this girl. Oh, she's my soulmate or whatever, And so, I mean, I was in the military. I joined the Navy, and 2 years into that enlistment is when I met my now ex-wife, and I went home on leave and met her, and it was like, oh, and I'm in love, and had this long distance relationship for about a year before I convinced.
Was she in the military too?
No, she lived out here in Colorado, and I came home on leave and met her. And
did you do the military thing? Did you marry a stripper?
No, she wasn't a stripper, but she was a cocktail waitress. So it was a close second,
She was stripper light.
Yeah, stripper light. So I convinced her to move back to San Diego with me, and then we immediately like eloped, and it was all it's all history now. But I have 2 wonderful kids with her.
I did not know your father.
Oh yeah, man. My daughter's in college now, and my son's he's going to turn 16 here in like 2 months. So.
But
awesome. They're great kids. And the best thing about that divorce is that I got 50-50 custody. And so I got to instill my values in them, every other week. They're over here. I have sole custody of them every other week. And I actually get to spend time with them and teach them my values and stuff. So actually it worked out pretty good. But yeah, I ended up in this relationship after 11 months, just floundering on the dating circuit. And, I was overweight, and this chick was a little bit of a chubby chaser, and she had so many red flags. I completely overlooked it, but it was the first chick that just sort of touch my dick after so long. I was like, oh, I'm immediately in love, sniper mentality. Let's go all in on this chick. And that's the chick that really sort of red pilled me, because I immediately fell back on my bad programming. I thought I reached some kind of magical, mystical finish line, and just really let myself go. And when I say that, I mean, like, I stopped being the attractive guy. I basically just was like, hey, this is what we do now. We just hang out and, I watch TV, and we're supposed to have sex, right? Like, that's what we're supposed to do. And the good thing about that was I lost all the weight. And but she basically checked out of the relationship about 2 years into that. And
really? 2 years?
Oh,
Man,
yeah.
About
2 years in, she was already checked out. And then
do you think she was like actually in love with you, or she was just kind of utilitarian getting married?
I think I do honestly think she genuinely liked me in the beginning, but she really, she was, she had a lot of, mental problems herself, and it just was never going to work out. But about 2 years in, she basically checked out and started looking around for her male orbiters. And then we stayed together for another 2 years after that. But she started acting so bad at the end that I eventually just dumped her. I was like, I can't be in a relationship like that. Turns out she ended up cheating on me there at the end, and I didn't even know about it.
Oh no, I didn't. How did she do it? How did she pull it off?
Well, she basically started really hanging out more with her male coworkers, and she managed a group of like IT guys, and they were all dudes. And then she was like, all of a sudden, after 4 years, she was like, I really want to go hang out with the boys. I really want to go hang out with the team, and whatever. And so she would do these happy hours with these guys, and
haram.
And one of the guys, I just remember like literally like at the end, she goes, oh yeah, he came over and he brought over his ladder, and she moved to a new place. Oh, this guy brought over a ladder and let me borrow his power painter and all this stuff. It was really nice of him. Doesn't that sound really nice, John? It was very nice of that guy. Well, the very next day after, what's that?
You were married still?
No, I was already divorced by then. But she invited this guy over to her house, and
this is after the wife.
This was after the wife, yeah.
Wait, how did you meet this one? Sorry.
Yeah, so I met her about 11 months after the separation.
How did you meet her?
I met her on a dating app. Was that what you're waiting for? Yeah.
I sorry. Did you say that earlier? I was trying to.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I mentioned that.
Which dating app was it? Sorry.
I met her on Tinder.
Oof, of all.
I know. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Was she hot at the time?
Yeah. It was good. I like Tinder, man. I don't have a problem with Tinder, but
what year was that?
That was 2014.
Okay, I'll give it to you. Tinder was okay. 2014. That's when it just came out.
Yeah, it was awesome, man. A lot of people were like, "Oh, it's just a hookup app," and there was plenty of chicks out here that were.
Tinder at the very, very, very beginning was filled with so many fucking hot girls. It was unlimited swipes. Yeah. I remember hooking up with a lot of hot girls on early days of Tinder. The early. Now it's a dumpster fire filled with fatties and gays. But...
yeah, or fake Chinese chicks, trying to get you to go to their OnlyFans or whatever. But but yeah, so I ended up dumping this chick, and the last time I went down to her house, I used to keep a dog bed down there because I had a dog that just recently passed away, but I used to take my dog down there, and the last time I went down there, she like hid the dog bed away in her closet, and then my toothbrush that I kept down there, she had it hidden in her drawer, and I was like, this is very odd, and she's like, oh, I was just trying to tidy up and stuff, and I'm like, and that guy came over and brought over his power painter. I bet he did, Anyway, I ended up breaking up with her, and then I found myself.
Did you confess, or you just kind of deduced, like, you got me like?
I deduced it. Yeah, I did, and I did. She came back around like a year and a half later, when I was back out in the dating circuit after I started learning some of this stuff, and so I went on a date with her, and but I was really just trying to get information, like, so tell me. Tell me when that guy came over, we're all making out and stuff. So tell me, I just have to know and stuff. And she basically, like, she would tiptoe around it, but you could just tell that that was the thing.
Oh my God.
Were you guys official?
When
fucking Tim the Toolman Taylor came over.
Oh yeah, we had been together for 4 years at that point. Yeah. So when I met up with her again on the date,
38 at this time.
Yeah.
And how old are you now?
I am 45 now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, ended up one of the big thing though that red pilled me was, so after that, and I figured that out sort of after the fact and studying some of this stuff, but I was out in the dating circuit, and this time I was like 50 pounds lighter. I wasn't overweight anymore, and I was able to get dates easy now, but I couldn't keep women around more than like 2 or 3 dates. And I was like, what the fuck am I doing wrong? Like my marriage failed. This 4-year relationship with this chick failed. I can't keep chicks around. Like, what am I doing wrong? And so I started just diving into these books, like Corey Wayne's 3% Man was one of my, prime books. Dr. Glover's books. A guy named Christopher Canwell wrote an excellent book called Atomic Attraction. Rollo's books and stuff, and I just dove into those, and I ended up in a group on Facebook called the 3% Man Group, which we were all studying Corey Wayne stuff, and it was out of that group that I came up with the Come On Man podcast, and it was all because we were all studying Corey Wayne stuff. So Come On Man is actually a sort of a hat tip to Corey Wayne, because that's one of the things he says on his show all the time. Like when when guys do dumbass shit, he's like, "Come on, man." So that's why I came up with the name of the show, but
he hit the spot pretty big. He was pretty big in, I would say, 2015, 16, 17. It's kind of fallen off now. I don't like his whole, like, there's one thing I'm not, I mean, we're all doing our parts collectively, but he says, like, one of the lines he says, he's like, yeah, you can hang out with that guy when I'm not with you. And I'm not sending my bitch to go get dick down by any dude. I don't give a fuck there. You report to one dick and one dick only, and that is the supreme leader. Okay. No, there's no other. This is immediate banishment from my kingdom. I don't tolerate that. Do you let them have orbiters?
Well, when I'm out spinning plates, I don't really care what they're doing, But if
they're not allowed to bring me no fucking STDs or some crazy motherfucker showing up in love at my front doorstep.
Well, it's like, I mean, you could say that, but it's like you really don't know like what they're doing 90%. If they're not, like around you all the time, if like you're sort of
no, for sure. But the term for me, the terms are set.
Yeah.
If they're like, you could lie, but if you're caught, you're out.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You're gone. So you can sit here and lie and act like you're cute, but if I get caught, if I catch you,
it's more of like for me, it's sort of like a out of sight, out of mind, don't ask, don't tell policy. But yeah, I see what you're saying. Like if I find out she's overtly, hanging out with all these other dudes, it's like, okay, this isn't going to work out. But yeah, I mean, the way I look at that sort of thing is like, we call it spinning plates. Women just call it dating. Like women are just natural plate spinners as it is. And so they're all looking for their best possible option. Guys don't do that. That was my biggest problem was I didn't do that. I had to learn that it's actually more strategic to date multiple women at once, no matter what your goals are. If your goal is to eventually settle down and get married, God knows why you would do that. But if that is your goal, even if you wanted to do that, spin plates, because the cream's going to rise to the top. The women that are going to show investment in you are going to show up when you're doing that faster than if you're sniper dating, doing like wasting 6 months of your time, 6 months of your time at a time. Yeah.
I know the whole don't ask, don't tell, but I have a zero fuckery tolerance. 0%. And I have an amazing enough lifestyle, and I'm not even that I'm the fucking man, bro. I'm the man. Okay. All this bull, all the shit that comes with me is just bonus. But you're gonna miss out. I think now you're in America. You've never dated outside of America, have you? Have you lived anywhere outside of the States? Because you have kids and stuff. Probably not, right?
I've never actually lived there, but I have. I've traveled. I've been completely around the world with the U.S. Navy and stuff. So yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, yeah. But I've never been stationed outside the U.S. Yeah, no.
So is your experience mainly with American women?
Yeah, mainly.
Although
Although I've had some experience with some Australian women and some Mexican girls and stuff, but
Australia is not a level up. That's a level down.
You think that's a level? You don't like Australia?
Bro, these women are animals. At least the ones that I used to be a taxi driver in Hawaii, and the worst people ever to step foot into my taxi were Australian women.
Really? Okay. I loved Australian women.
Oh man.
Because when we would go down there as sailors, the Australian guys would treat the Australian women like absolute garbage, and so when American sailors would go down there, they loved us. It was funny. Yeah,
I think the Australian women are such feral animals. The Australian guys have figured it out. Like, you gotta treat these fucking lunatics like this. Settle them down.
Okay.
Interesting, very interesting. As for me, so I just recently, let's jump into today's topic, right into that. Nice, thank you for telling me the backstory.
Yeah, no problem.
But yeah, and then shout out to CHD 199 super chat. He says WMLD and W, come on, man, pod collab. Yeah, I will throw this on. I'll tag you in the title there, Paul. But yeah, I just got back from Hawaii, and guys, by the way, if you want to join, click on this to join my Telegram chat. It's free. It's you just get free alerts. We have 333 members on there now, so join if you have a Telegram. You can click on that and get alerts immediately. Billy is going to be posting that for the rest of the year consistently because we're going to be building that up. I just got back from Hawaii, and I have noticed. Okay, I've heard a couple of things. I'd like to get your opinion on this. So I have a black friend of mine, really cool guy. He's in the Navy. He's here and he's stationed in Tokyo. But we hang out from time to time. And he has, he's a good looking guy. He's smart. He's got a financial plan. He's actually a really fucking smart guy. He's got money too. He's playing his life very well. And he has some women in these other states. And he's telling me, like, after the Trump presidency, he's like, if you go to these super non-blue states, he's like, the women are acting way better. And the fact that there are some women now openly supporting Trump has made the atmosphere of America way more tolerable from a dating standpoint. Now, I saw the writing on the wall when Obama got into the second term, and I was like, I'm out. And I left, and I came to Japan, and I saw the literal faggotry coming, and I was just like, no, this is.
Were you living in Hawaii at the time?
No, I went from Orlando directly to Saitama, which is a prefecture, basically like a county north of Tokyo County.
Oh, so you were down in Orlando though when Obama got elected?
The first time, yes. Okay. The first one I got in, and then I thought there was no way, and I knew white people would just fucking hate themselves, and they were gonna vote him in 2 terms because, like, well, we got a black guy back to back. You can't say we're racist now. And I saw that 4th time. I was like, this is when all the wild gay shit's coming, bro. Yeah. And I got out and I went to Japan, and my theory was correct, man. When I came, dude, well, I'll say this, Paul, and you got to live abroad to understand it. But American women are literally, from a global standpoint, and this is no offense to the American women that will come on my show and watch it, but they are the bottom of the global barrel. Period. They are the fattest. They have the least amount of feminine grace. They act the manliest. They are the most combative. They have the most STDs. They are very not domesticated, right? I refuse to date a woman that will not keep my house extremely clean. I have one job as a man, is make money and provide, and just handle business. I need you to keep my fucking house clean, because if you don't keep my house clean, these girls, they get jealous of my cleaning lady. And my cleaning lady has like a little, she's like this Vietnamese lady, and she's always judging them. She's like, that girl doesn't clean well. She cooks so. But if she can't cook and clean better than my Vietnamese cleaning lady, or at least on par, we're going to have a problem, because I'm not going to live in a pigsty. And I've had sex with a lot of girls, and American girls, dude, like, these girls are just a mess compared to like a Japanese girl, a Korean girl, a Chinese girl, a Vietnamese girl, a Filipina, depending if you get a good Filipina, sometimes they're little wild animals, Thai girl, Singaporeans, you got to dig through shit to find a good one. Even, you know, Mexican girls, Latina girls, but I have a pretty large resume. I'm not trying to show off either. I'm just stating objectively. And the number one thing that I don't like about American women is just like how passionately wrong they are about their politics. You know,
Fair.
I personally tell a guy, if a woman is openly a liberal, has a septum piercing, or like part of her identity is like, oh, I don't like Trump, because it's like a faux pas, it's like a fashion thing to be like, you can't say you like Trump, right? Now you kind of can, but like, you know, the champagne socialist girl's like, oh, I don't like Trump, you know, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, bitch, who is the head of the SEC? Who is running the FOMC meetings tomorrow? What are interest rates at right now? You know, I don't know. I just like, I love gay people and like everybody should be loved. And like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
like, please get out. Please leave. Just go home. Like, I'm going to block you now and I'm going to pay someone to delete your Instagram. Get out of here.
Yeah.
I can't do it personally. Do you think that's a red flag? Diehard liberal woman, red flag or no?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%. Like, you know, when I was out on the dating circuit, if I saw like the multicolored hair, if I saw septum piercings, immediately no for me. Some guys don't like tattoos. I don't really care about tattoos so much, but good Lord, if they have the septum piercing or the multicolored hair, it's immediately like a swipe left on that.
How many? You don't think tattoos are a red flag?
I just don't care about it. Yeah, it's just not a big deal for me.
but you don't think it's a red flag?
No.
Really?
No, not really.
I think they're bad. I think red flag, but I'll say why. I think tattoos, they did a study. You know, I have my psych degree. My degree is way more useful than your useless cybersecurity.
Yeah. It's so useless. It's basically underwater basket weaving at this point, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I like to rub the fact that I have a psych degree and I'm richer than Aaron Clary in his face, because I'm a statistical outlier. But
yeah,
like, what is your economy?
That bastard Aaron Clary, he read my book, my latest book. He gave it a review on his fucking channel, and he said he hated it. He gave 5 reasons why he hated my book. And number 1 was that I was right.
What? Wait, hold on. This is the Thor book stuff, right?
No, I got a new book since the Thor book. It's called Get Her to Fuck You Again, a red pill guide to fix a dead bedroom. Yeah.
And I see that looks like a nice book. That looks like it was nicely made.
Well, I designed this. Yeah, look at that.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's a long book. How many pages is that?
275, I think, something like that.
Wow. And what's the basis of this book?
The basis is, guys who are married or in long-term relationships and their wife or girlfriend, doesn't want to fuck them anymore. Or when she does, it's the obligatory once a month starfish sex or something like that. And so I took
my theory with that is when they don't do that, I go get sex elsewhere.
Right. I mean, that's an option, but no, there's a lot of trad guys that, don't even know what the red pill is. Right. And they just want to salvage their marriage. They don't want to throw everything away. And so it's like, okay, well, there is a subgroup to red pill called the married red pill. If you guys ever go on Reddit, there's a married red pill. That's where Ryan Stone came from. He came from the married red pill.
Not lending too much credibility to that statement, but go ahead.
Ouch. That son of a bitch, Ryan Stone, has like 17 books or something. I don't know. I'm trying to catch up with him, but anyway,
calling book.
But yeah, so I mean, there's guys that actually want to try to fix their marriages before just throwing it all away. And there's ways of doing it. There's ways of getting your girl, like, especially if there's a baseline of attraction where she used to actually like you, and then you've just let yourself slip due to complacency, which I would say, most guys do. Well, you just have to work on your sexual market value and become the guy that everyone likes again. Like, you got to be the guy that when you go out to the restaurants or the Starbucks or whatever, the barista's flirting with you again, because your wife's going to see that shit and go, oh, fuck, actually this chick likes him. maybe I should like him again. We call that sort of dread game, right? So that was the purpose of the book, and actually try to save some marriages out there so that guys don't have to, go through the whole divorce grape process if they can. But one of the big things I talk about in the book is, sometimes you're going to level yourself up so much that you're going to realize that she's fucking dead weight. She either gets on board or she doesn't. And when you
preach, my man, go ahead. You're on fire.
Yeah, when you get to that point, you're like, fuck, what am I doing with this woman? Right? That's when it's time to be strategic. And then you need to go talk to a lawyer, and you need to be the one that files for a divorce. But a lot of guys just wait until she drops that brick in their lap, and then they're on the offensive, right? So that's really what that book's all about.
That's nice. I mean, yeah, it's honestly, I think it's something that I overlook, that kind of area, because I've never been married. I will get married one day. I do want to have kids. I'm not going to end up like Aaron. I definitely want children, and I want to have a family. I've done it all, man. I've had a blast. Now I just want to like live peacefully on a beach and like shoot anybody that comes on my property. I'm gonna become that guy. I'm gonna become Clint Eastwood in Gran Torino. Is that what I mean? Have you seen that movie?
I have. Yeah, get off my lawn. You're gonna be that guy. I don't know what your take is. There's guys that have mixed opinions of him, but John Sonmez from Bulldog Mindset? Are you?
Yeah, I think John means well. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I had him on my show years ago before I was on Rule Zero, and one of the things that he said was, I mean, he actually did that. He made millions selling software or something. He was a software developer. And then he ended up on the beach, and then it was like, fuck, I have no purpose in life anymore, and got bored. And that's how he became, the Manospherian guy. But
Bulldog Mindset. Yeah. He's I think he's a good guy. He's a nice guy. I think he doesn't realize that he gets away with a lot because he has really high SMV, because he's tall, he's good looking, he's incredibly genius level smart. He's jacked. He's a nice guy. But the thing he was saying, like, he has a shared main bank account with his new wife, and he didn't get a prenup. He just trusted her with his second marriage. That your face says it all.
Yeah, that's a bad idea.
No offense to John at all.
Yeah. Some people have to learn the hard way, but
well, I'm not saying he's doomed, but I'm just saying for a person being in a position of leadership like him, and when people of lower levels are following, they see you, kind of getting into a marriage and just basically hoping that she doesn't drag you through that divorce machine. Because I talk to a lot of guys. My friend Jay in California, he's a great guy. He's in his 40s. He's a stud. He's, the women love him. He's got kids. He's trying to be a good father. And his ex-wife has just been torturing him for the longest time, just abusing the court system. He's in California, abusing everything. She's a total psychopath.
Yeah.
And, I just can't in good faith tell a guy to get married to a girl in America unless his assets are like completely locked up in in
offshore trusts and stuff.
Offshore trusts, Cook Islands, Barbados, wherever, so that she cannot fleece you, because that is at risk. And then the thing is this too, this is why the government and the presidency does matter based upon who is in office. These laws are insane. The divorce laws are insane. You went through the divorce machine. Was she nuts, or was she okay with you?
We did have some problems. I would say my divorce wasn't as bad as some of these nightmares out there, but our biggest thing was how much alimony I was going to have to pay her, and then how much child support. And then also I was really fighting for custody of the kids. I was fighting for 50-50 custody, and she was trying to get full custody.
Is she a good mother for full custody?
I mean, she's better than most. She's at least there. I would say I personally don't think she's that great of a mom, but she's, she's not like, I wouldn't say she's also she's not abusive or anything. She doesn't do a lot of drugs or anything like that.
I
you know,
think
but
it's normal to not be abusive and using drugs. Though.
I mean, that's bare minimum though, right? Like, so yeah, I mean, it's at a place where you would have a hard time arguing with our court system to say she's not a fit mother because, you know, she's not that bad, but yeah, I mean, the big thing was like alimony. She really just wanted money, you know, and that was the thing. And so luckily the shitty thing is a lot of those laws are state level, you know? And so like in Colorado, there's a formula. So if she wants alimony, she's getting alimony, you know, and it's so all you can do is try to negotiate it down. So my lawyer was pretty good. The way in Colorado, the formula works is it's half the time of the marriage. So we were married 14 years and she was entitled to 7 years of alimony. And so he was able, what's that?
Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. So she was entitled to that, but my attorney negotiated down to 5 years. So he took off 2 years. And then what he said is, okay, for the first 2 years, we're going to pay you the max. And then we're going to step it down to the last 3.
What's the max?
It was it was based on the formula and then overnights, and I can't remember how much it was, but I ended up paying her. I ended up paying her $100,000 over 5 years.
Bumbleclot!
Oh my God, the government, bunch of bumbleclots.
Yeah.
Or what happens if you don't pay? You go to jail.
What will typically happen is they'll garnish your wages and they'll just pull it out of your paycheck. Is how that'll work. Yeah.
Son.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, $20K a year. I mean, it's terrible that we're even negotiating. And they're like, oh, $20K a year is not that bad. But
yeah,
bruh.
I basically had to live like Aaron Clary for 5 years, man. You know, like it wasn't fun.
A day in Aaron Clary's shoes and his beat up Goodwill shoes is a terrible day.
Oh, it's awful. It's awful, dude. You feel my pain, right? Yeah. So that was the shitty thing. And then she still like every 2 years will like take me back to court to try to get more alimony, or not alimony because that's done with, but she'll try to get more child support alimony and stuff, right? My daughter aged out of child support last year because she turned 19. So in Colorado, you have to pay child support through their 18th year. And then when they're 19, they age out. And so my daughter aged out and I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to pay less now. Right. And the state goes, no, we adjust for inflation. You're paying the same amount for your son now. And so my child support didn't get reduced at all. I'm still paying the same amount to my now ex-wife, and it's fucking bullshit. And she doesn't use that at all on the kids. It's like, I pay for everything for the kids. Plus I have to pay that bitch still. Yeah.
Is she in Colorado?
Yeah. Oh, she lives like 10 minutes up the road from me.
Wow. And does she hate Donald Trump?
I think she likes Donald Trump, honestly. Yeah. A lot of girls out here in Colorado love Trump, man.
Basis of my show is over. See you guys next week.
Sorry. Yeah, she hates Trump. Yeah. No. Well, the thing is, when you talk about, you know, American women, like America's a big ass place, right? And I do live in a conservative area, and so there's a lot of Trump girls out here. There's a lot of conservative women out here. It's actually a pretty great place to date if you wanted to live out in cow country, though. There's no cold approach in the cow pasture, though, guys. You actually have to get pretty good at online dating out here because it's pretty hard to meet women organically. There's
what is the population out there?
You won't believe this, right? So the town north of me is Cedar Edge. That's where my ex-wife and my parents live. 6,000 people.
Wow.
And then I live in a small town in between there and Delta, and we probably have like 4,000 people here. And then Grand Junction, which is the big city, it only has 60,000 people.
Yeah. Wow. Your cost of living must be virtually free, though.
Well, for a man like you, John, yes, you know, but
how much does it cost living there?
It's not too bad. Like my mortgage on my house is like $1,400.
That's great. That's amazing. And it's like a big house too, right?
It's a good size house. Yeah. And I bought this in 2000 and it's already, like tripled in value and stuff. So yeah.
Hold out for that BlackRock check.
Yeah. Definitely.
Wow. Well, I think, here's the thing. Everybody was bitching and moaning in the manosphere because that's what the majority of people do here. Cry, cry, cry. Right?
Yes.
And they're saying, we need Trump, we need Trump, we need Trump. So now Trump's in office. So couple things. I think that, Rollo said the pendulum was never swinging back, but he needs to sell books. I think that the pendulum is swinging backwards because you can only suppress the truth for so long. And things like, X being bought by Elon, the truth is now has a place to, metastasize, if you will,
Yeah.
And it has been very, 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 I mean, I don't know about you, but I use X like literally every day because I also collect crypto data from X. But I think that it is absolutely a place where a lot of truth is being shined on, and I think a lot of people don't like it because even Hillary Clinton came out and she was like, we have lost the narrative. We have lost the power of the narrative, and we cannot have that. And then they're saying like we need to suppress free speech. It's like, are you people crazy?
Yeah. I don't use X. I mean, I'm on X almost every day, posting my crap on there, but and I love X though. Like I think out of all the social media platforms, what Elon's done with it to make it a more of a free speech platform where people are saying the wildest stuff on X now. It's almost like the early days of social media when they didn't, ban people and stuff like that. Like X is fun again. I just don't know how to fucking grow that platform. So that's one of those things where I'm just trying to figure that out. But yeah, no, I love X, man. I buy the blue check mark thing just to support it and everything because it's really good.
Moody Blaine says, John, has 6,000 people in my building. Not that many. I live in like, my rent. Listen to this. You make me cringe when you say that. My rent, which I pay to a rich Chinese lady, my rent alone is $3,800. But
wow,
I got this because it's a studio for Tokyo Love Show. We're gonna try to make it work this year. But the only reason I'm here is because of trying to get that show off the ground. But ideally, I could be paying a mortgage for like half of that for like a gigantic house in Florida that I can fill with guns.
Yes. That's one of the reasons why I will never leave this country is because I love my guns so much. Out here, we have 10 minutes away, we have what's called BLM land, right? Not Black Lives Matter, but Bureau of Land Management, which is government land that is just empty no man's land desert, and you can go out there with tannerite, you can shoot shit up, you can like I like to go out there with like watermelons and stuff and blow shit up. It's fucking fun, man. You could take a 5-gallon bucket filled with tannerite and blow up a fucking SUV out there and no one would care. It was great.
Did you see me no scope some tannerite with Thor?
I saw that. Yeah you and
John.
Yeah, you and Fitch were out there. Yeah.
I smoked so much weed and took so much edibles that day, I vomited in the middle of the Mojave. They didn't show the video. It was me vomiting before I no-scoped that tannerite.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was a really good time. I do love shooting. I bought my first gun on my last vacation to Florida.
Yeah.
It was 2 vacations ago. I bought a Glock 40, nothing crazy. I'm disappointed that the magazine only holds 10. I'm not one of those psychopaths who walks around with one in the chamber. Are you? Do you walk around with one in the chamber ready to go?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, because if you think about it, because I have my concealed carry. If you think about it, it takes a lot of muscle memory to be able to like pull it out and like rack it if you're in like an emergency situation. And it's actually if you don't want to have to think about it, having one in the chamber is actually a little bit easier, for that muscle memory. So
what's your everyday carry?
I have a couple of them, but I usually carry around a Ruger EC9S, which is just a 9mm.
How many in the magazine?
That one only has 7 rounds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm taking a look right now.
It's small. It's a small, compact one, but you can wear it with like a t-shirt and shorts.
Oh,
and
I
stuff.
like it. Only
Yeah.
$380, eh?
Oh, and they're great guns, dude. You would love that gun.
Yeah, compact.
And I have that hand grip thing on mine too. Yeah.
This one?
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's striker fired. So there's not a lot of like, extra sort of, like when you have a hammer, there's a little bit of extra sort of vibration that can cause you to sort of lose your sight. So that striker fire is a real smooth trigger pull. Yeah, I love it.
I think it's a red flag when a girl doesn't like the fact that you own a gun. What would you say?
I agree. My girl, she has when I met her, she had her concealed carry permit. She also has an EC9S. And I was like, okay, all right, we're on the same page now.
The nurse, the infamous nurse.
Yeah. Nurse chick. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. She has her concealed carry permit and everything too.
Smart girl.
Yeah.
So we got this man in office. He's been doing great work. He's been in office literally like 8 days. It's been like a week, and I feel like we've got like a month of momentum under our belt.
I couldn't believe it. I hosted Rule Zero on Saturday, and we were talking about all of his executive orders that he signed on the first day. There was a ton of them, man. And then he like for the rest of the week last week, he was still pouring them out. It was pretty awesome.
Man, I would say the thing is right now, I do think that because what a lot of guys don't realize, and I think this is my 10th year of modern life dating now. I started in 2015. So I'm starting my 10th year. I have a lot of information, a lot of coaching data. And I have been on 1,000+ dates. I have approached probably very close to 10,000 girls because I've been doing this since I was, I've been having girlfriends and stuff since I was like 15, right? I don't have one of these red pill stories like I got fucking fleeced and then I found, then I bought some pheromone soap. No, I'm an alpha male. I just was always I grew up raised by a bunch of women, and I grew up in the church. So I was like, I had no problem being social, right? Because in the church, you have to be super social. I was part of the acting club and all the church activities. I was popular amongst the girls there.
You were in the acting club?
I won the national 2002 acting championship in Albuquerque, New Mexico with the Fine Arts Festival and the Assemblies of God.
Dude, I have a fucking letter from high school being in drama class.
The varsity letter?
Yeah, varsity letter for
good for you. Good for you. I varsity lettered in wrestling, and then I got a pin because I varsitied 2 years in a row.
Oh no shit. Okay. Yeah. No, I was an acting nerd. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I feel like that's possibly why you and I have more natural on-stage presence when it comes to live streaming, because we have a little bit of history with it.
Maybe, yeah. You gotta have a little je ne sais quoi, a little flair.
My bot says he played a true in Romeo and Juliet. So going back to what I was saying, you need I never had a problem talking to girls. And the thing is, a lot of guys, they have problem getting the whole process going, like talking to girls, doing cold approach. Because right now, cold approach, and I like it when people steal what I say. Shout out to Mac the Day Gamer, who still steals my stuff. I love thank everybody who stalks Mac on Twitch or Twitter and send me all his insane rants. But even he's costing. But I say the cold approach is the last bastion of finding quality good women right now. Okay, I know a lot of people, and not throwing any shade at anybody, but like some people are out here saying like you need to like throw modeling events, like rent an Airbnb and like throw a photo shoot and spend like hundreds and hundreds of dollars to like talk to some girls. And I'm like, sorry, no, some random bitch is just not worth me dropping $600 to $800 plus a full day of my time just to get some pussy.
When I in my first book, I said there's 4 ways to meet women, right? Mm-hmm. If you really think about it, right? There's cold approach, there's social circle, which is very, very similar, but you're just working through your friends groups, right? There's dating apps, which a lot of guys don't like, and then there's social media game, which a lot of guys they sleep on that quite a bit. You could use you could use Facebook to meet women like you're Amazon shopping for chicks. It actually works really well. But yeah, I mean, you don't have to go do all that shit, man. My son, you'll love this. Okay, my son the other day comes to me. He's got a poster board, and he wants to make this lavish poster board with like candies on it, and he wants me to go buy him flowers so he can go ask this girl to the dance.
Whoa.
And I go, what are you doing? And he
take
goes,
him out back and beat him.
I had this conversation with him, and the thing about teenagers, right, is they think they know everything already. And so I'm telling him, like, you don't have to do all that stuff, man, you know? And he's like, well, that's what everyone else is doing. I go, well, that's why you don't have to do it, because everyone else is doing it. You not doing it is actually going to set you apart. And I go, all you have to do is just go up to her and say, hey, has anyone asked you to the dance yet? And when she says no, say, hey, go with me. I go, don't ask her, say, tell her, hey, go with me. And so he did that. He goes, Dad, she's going to the dance with me. I'm like, yeah, see, you didn't need all that bullshit, right? Like, a lot of these guys think they're doing all that kind of stuff because they're trying to qualify themselves to these women. And like, you don't have to do that. Make them qualify them to you, you know?
Yes, because that's how you set the tone for the relationship. And a lot of guys, you know, in the online space, you know, they say you need to be 6 foot tall, you need 6-pack abs, you need a supercar, you need to make 6 figures, you need a big dick. And it's like, the reality is you there making the video, you needed that stuff. Girls looked at you and they thought, and they felt, because really what women hunt on is based upon like that internal masculine aura that you give off. That's it. Everything else is, oh, my fucking camera shit to bed. They care about, you know, that aura you give off. Like when you said, when you enter the room and people are like, oh, look at that, Paul's here, you know, oh, Jonathan's here, you know, and people are happy to see you. That is the big difference compared to when we're just gonna have to deal with this. I don't know, like my OBS just froze. You know, that's the big thing that matters. Not like you need all these physical items, because if you think a woman, like if you're a guy at home and you're thinking to yourself, oh, a woman will only like me if I have X, Y, and Z things, then that woman doesn't like you and you should avoid her.
Yeah, one thing I'll add to that. There's a guy in the space, I'm not going to name names, but there's a guy in the space that was making these videos saying how you know, women or men are invisible to women, which I would say probably true. Like 90% of guys are invisible to women, right? But
yeah,
what he was saying was, he was telling this story how he would bring his girl to Jack in the Box, and then they would order whatever, and then as they're leaving, he would say, what was that guy at the cash register wearing, or whatever, or what was his name or something? And she would go, I don't fucking know, right? And he was like, see, right? Like men are invisible to women. And I was like, that's an absurd thing, because one, you know, he's doing his job, he's not doing anything sort of like to make himself memorable, right? But so a lot of guys hear that though online, and they think, well, geez, I'm gonna have to have a Ferrari to get women's attention. And it's like, no, man, it's not even that hard. In order to insert yourself into a woman's consciousness, all you have to do is walk up and talk to her. You know, now you're in her consciousness. Now she sees you, right? Don't make this harder than it needs to be.
Yes. Have you, I know you're a taken man, but do you just casually talk to women out and about from time to time?
I talk to everybody wherever I go. Yeah. And especially when I'm with my girl. I make jokes with people. I try to make people laugh. I'm just a social person, and that honestly, she likes that. You'll like this, John. The other night, a couple months ago, I took my girl to Speakeasy up the road. This place called Sips. And this bartender chick who I hang out with periodically, I go running with her and stuff. She works there. So she comes down and sits next to us and starts talking, like in between one of her, you know, like during one of her breaks or something. She's talking to us, and she's sort of trying to, like, you know, bust my balls a little bit. And I can't remember what she said, but it was something along the lines of how I must have the funniest face when I'm orgasming. It was the most like random thing to say in a conversation.
Oh no. She said this to your girl?
She said that to like, yeah, sort of in this conversation. My girl's sitting right next to me.
Uh-oh.
And I go, well, you're gonna have to find out sometime. and she goes, oh, what? Oh, I'm sorry I said that. She gets up and leaves. And then the rest of the night, my girl just held on to me like even tighter, you know. It was just just a funny thing. But yeah, a lot of guys, it's funny when that sort of thing happens, a lot of guys are like, no, I would never, you know, kind of thing. It's like, no, just own that shit because your girl actually likes it that other girls are talking that way about you, you know?
Yeah. It's funny because I think once women too, I think a smart woman knows, like, it's the delusional women that think that they can just easily replace a quality guy.
Mm-hmm.
They have an abundance mindset in a wrong way. I've been, you know, I'm out here in Tokyo, and I don't really discriminate against the 30 and up crowd of girls, because a lot of these girls take good care of themselves out here. I mean, first world Asian pussy is phenomenal. You know, they got money, they go to the laser treatments, they buy the expensive creams, right? And so I encounter a lot of these girls, but sometimes I encounter these girls and they're still hot and they're 38 and single. And like that hotness is like a curse to them to a degree.
Oh,
you know, because they just think that they can get away with murder, and they're so used to, they have delusional standards, and they think they don't have to modify and change to be in a healthy, happy, successful relationship. And then they're in their late 30s, still single, still nobody's good enough for them. And, you know, like Jordan Peterson recently talked about it too. Like after after a chick turns 30, the probability of her having a child goes down to bare minimum 50%.
Don't they in Japan have a term for women after 30 or something?
After 25.
After 25. Okay. What's the term?
Unmarried after 25 is Christmas cake, because nobody likes Christmas cake, so you're left over. Yes.
They call them Christmas cake. Oh man.
Speaking of Christmas cake, there's Dr. Melons. Dr. Melons is in the house. Hello. Our 30 and up crowd is in the house. She's 45 and older. She's actually 48.
Get out of here. Really?
Yeah, she's old.
Wow. Okay.
Her eggs are powdered. She's having menopause already. Just joking, Kat. We love you. You could come on too. We can make fun of American women. We need some source material here. But I definitely do think that they have to settle, these girls. But going back to the guys, like you said, it is really about volume. It is about volume and aggressively cutting when they cross a line in the sand. And the thing is that a lot of guys don't realize, and you have to be smart. You have to have a vetting, a parameter of how can I put this? You need to have like a vetting list, if you will, to make sure, like, hey, you know, there's certain things here that are okay, and there's certain things here that are not okay. And if a woman doesn't meet these standards, then she's got to go. She's absolutely, and you have to cut it. But when people start having a little sex, let's see, what does this say? When people start having a little sex.
Yeah, this is what I call the contenders list. It's exactly what I talk about in my first book. Yeah, you have to have, and this is an example, but yeah, guys need to sit down and figure out like what they actually want in a girl, right? Sit down, think of like 10, 20 things that they want, and then highlight the must-haves, right? And then if a girl doesn't have the must-haves, she's not a contender. And then they need to highlight, or they need to write down what they don't want in a woman. And then they need to highlight like what they absolutely won't tolerate. And that's when they're out dating, they need to sort of be checking that list all the time. Like, does she meet these criteria? If she doesn't, you know, she's a plate, you know, or she's not even good enough to be a plate. You need to cut her loose quick. But it's all about efficiency, and most guys aren't. Most guys take what they can get.
Paul, I have some good news.
What's that? Is your camera working?
Back.
All right, there we go.
God, that did somebody built this computer for me? You know what it is? Are you big on computers?
Yes, I am a little bit of an IT guy. Yeah.
So I have a theory. So previously I was an Intel guy, right? And one of these followers came to me and was like, "Oh, you know, I should build you an AMD rig with the Threadripper." And ever since he built this one for me, I built my previous hunk of junk. It looked like Frankenstein. That thing is a fucking tank and never froze. And I let this fucking guy build this shit. And then after the whole Endure scandal, he's like, "I don't know if I could contact you anymore." Like, he's like a mentally weak person. And I'm like telling him that the computer's fucked up and now he doesn't want to help me. I paid this motherfucker like a couple G's for this thing too. But it's okay.
So you prefer Intel over AMD is basically
my personal theory. I've never had this freezing issue at all with my like hunk of junk. Like, my computer was like, the side was open. It's like water cooling pipes and everything out of there. It was a Frankenstein thing, but it definitely worked. Now I've been dealing with these freezing issues for over a year. I got to figure this out. But going back to what I was saying, you have to have a vetting list and you have to cut quickly, guys. Stop giving them chances. I'm not trying to be like a fucking a Nazi about it, but like, if she doesn't comply, if you find this is why I don't like when guys are like, "Oh, you got to like, you know, game your wife into doing things." Like, to a degree, I understand you have to game your wife, but you shouldn't have to game her to take care of the house or to fucking love you or to fucking not be a disrespectful or embarrassment to you, going out, getting drunk, passing out in the clubs, being dumb shit like that. And if they do violate your rules, you have to understand it's going to continue to happen. Okay. And this typically let me ask you something. Do you have a minimum time vetting strategy built into your dating system?
I used to give women a 3-date rule, you know, like if they're not putting out by the 3rd date, then I would just cut my losses with that.
What about vetting for long term?
For long term, I basically was just like, I was waiting for women to try to lock me down, you know? And then, that's one thing I had to learn too. Like, cause that was one of the reasons why I was driving women away when I was dating, was I was always trying to lock women down. Like, so what are we? Are we boyfriend, girlfriend? It's fucking unattractive. Right. But, so yeah, I don't have a specific time period. I'm really just going by my list. You know, I have a list of the things I absolutely must have. And if I don't have those things, I just keep spinning plates and I just don't let myself get locked down.
If you were to meet a chick and she liked you, everything was good, but she like vehemently hated Trump as part of her personality,
that wouldn't work out. Yeah.
Can you explain to the audience why?
I just, it's an interesting thing. Like I don't know if you know him. Do you know Nuclear Caudillo?
I do.
Yeah.
I've heard of him.
So Nuke has an interesting idea about this, which I kind of agree with to a point, right? Where he says, like, if you have strong enough frame, like, it doesn't matter what her politics are, she's going to come around. Probably true. But do you want to deal with that bullshit, right? It's almost like a matter of, like, is it worth the time and effort it takes to frame her into your point of view? You know, it's just like, there's a lot of women that, you know, they're sort of boss bitches and they're just looking for a guy that's just more dominant than them. And it's like, well, how much time and effort do you want to spend with a chick like that? So if I just found a chick just being mentally exhausting like that, it would be done. It would be done really quick. You know,
I think it's just a symptom of a deeper sickness. So that's interesting. So I picked this up from Mr. Lucario, but he made a good point. He says you have to vet a girl at least for 18 months to find out who she really, really is.
Oh, I can see why he would say that. Yeah, because people are basically on their best behavior for the first 6 months to a year of a relationship. And that's really when their true colors come out. So I can see why he would say 18 months, because if they're still the person they were in the beginning at 18 months, probably a pretty good indicator that that's who they really are. Yeah. I can see why he would say that. Lucario's a good dude. I like that guy.
He is. I just think because so I'll tell you an ironic story. Okay. I don't know if you've ever heard this story, but so, you know, when you start making a bunch of money and big things and good things start coming to you, you know, sometimes you get this like urge from everybody around you to be more altruistic, to be like a elevated higher person, try to change. Like you see a lot of this, like CEOs get really rich and then they like go on like a fucking ayahuasca journey or like a no speaking sound retreat to like change their chakras, and they start doing all this weird shit, you know what I mean? And they lose the like kind of like what Talik Buterin did. Like he made a bunch of money with Ethereum and then he just went off the deep end. Now Ethereum is the laughing stock of crypto. He's not back to his roots, and you know, the project is suffering. I experienced that, you know, started making, I'm not showing off, just being objective, telling for the high level guys who make 6 figures and up, you know, I'll just explain this to you guys because that is a market out there as well. Started making all this money, you know, first 2 years made $1 million with the biz, and then 2021 was ripping with crypto. I was making millions, fucking so much money. And I started working with some people and I was like, oh, you know, like every girl I met, I used to check their phone no matter what, because I have a lot to lose, right? I'm paranoid, right? And I think rightfully so. But one girl, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna check her phone. I got to be a good person. She's a good girl. Met her off of Bumble. Okay, so that was also the first dumb thing from me. Haram. Okay, never trust a woman you meet from dating apps. She's really got to fucking prove herself. Otherwise, you got to vet hard, right? So I didn't check her phone. Kind of just was, you know, believed everything she told me. First date, you know, oh, you're the first guy I met from Bumble. You know, I just started it. The elaborate details is what really pissed me off, because this is all a lie. She's like, I just took 4 months off to heal, and I was coming out of a relationship. Now I came back. I matched with you. You're the only person. Blah 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 blah. Right? I was like, all right, I'm not going to check her phone. But then turns out I didn't check her phone. Didn't do anything for like 9 months. Literally didn't do anything. Turns out she was still in touch with like a bunch of her booty calls. Nobody, you know, she wasn't hooking up with them or anything. She offered to share her location with me on her phone, so I always knew where she was at. If she was cheating, this was like elaborate. Like I'm leaving my phone at home with my mom and like sneaking out 3 o'clock in the morning and without my phone to get some dick. But man, who knows? Maybe it happened, right? I don't know. But I found out at the end all of this stuff, and then I found out from the beginning, like she told me it was a lie, and she was actually fucking just running through dick before she met me. And she met me, you know, a nice guy, first nice date. You know, we went to my place. You know, it was a pretty nice little spot. Happy, you know, my little gay dog comes scampering as soon as they open that front door, so they get hit with that wave of cuteness. I'm telling you, man, walking around with my little dog in Tokyo is the most ultimately disarming thing in the world. Any girl who's like think like, oh, this foreigner might be a rapist, like, oh no, he's got a cute dog, you know, like, because there's a lot of racism is pretty all-time high right now in Japan. I would say it was only worse after the war, but you know, then I find out all this stuff, and then I find out she has this American bitch like in her ear, like waging war on me, like everything. If we had any kind of fight, because every relationship has fights, the girl I was dating, she would take screenshots and send it to like 7 of her girlfriends who are all American, or like, you should dump him, you could do better, you know, like you guys like him are a dime a dozen. I'm like, oh, okay, right. And that I wasted a whole year, and then we got back together, right? Because I was still, when I got back together with her, I was still under the premise of the previous life. I didn't find out until 11 months after I met her did I find out the truth of everything. And I was just so, because then I tried to.
How did you find out?
Nigga, I went through her phone.
Shut up!
I went back to my roots, Paul.
Okay,
my fucking roots.
Because you weren't looking through her phone, and then you decided, we're gonna look through her phone, and you're like, fuck.
Well, okay, because here's what happened. We had a time when we broke up, right? We split apart. And she just kind of ghosted me because all her whore girlfriends were like, just send him a text and ghost him. Send him a text, ghost him. And like this chick's like telling me she loves me. I still have all these love letters and stuff she wrote to me, right? And when we got back together, we went out to dinner, and I made a joke, and I was just like, yeah. I was like, you're probably pregnant, right? I was like, she's like, if I am, she's like, there's a high chance it's yours. And I was like,
a high chance. Don't you love that kind of statement from a woman?
This is why I hate being smart, because as soon as she said that, it like words hit my brain and immediately sank down to my stomach.
Yeah.
And it's like the mood is ruined. Like I smelled blood in the water, and I was just like, high chance. So saying it to myself was like, no, you're being paranoid. You're being paranoid. You're being crazy. You're being crazy. Calm down. Calm down. But I just don't want to be taken for a fool, Paul.
What's just funny about just the wording of a statement like that is like, because if she was like really a good girl, a really good loyal girl, it is yours, John. Like,
right.
You're the only one I've ever slept with like this whole time. But there's a high chance that means you've been fucking around and you don't fucking know because you're a 304.
So I did what every smart man does. I went to her phone and I found her girlfriend that she was gossiping to the most. And I read the chat and I saw like during the moments when we were breaking up, she was this old dude that like she met up with before on Tinder was hitting her up. And she was like setting up to meet up with him while she was still with me. And then she hung out with this guy. He banged her once and then left her in the dirt.
She belongs to the street.
He did what I should have did. And I found out later, and then because I exported the chat and I sent it to myself and I read it when she left. And then I was just like, and I called her later that night because she's like, I got home. I was like, hey, I need to talk to you. Like, can you tell me, did anything happen with somebody? Did you meet anybody? She's like, no. I was like, are you lying to me? She was like, I was like, okay, you're in my head. I'm like, bitch, you are lying. So I'm like, okay, you're lying to me. And she's like, no. And I was like, well, there was this guy. And I was like, what's his name? And then I already knew the guy's name. And she's like, it's blah, blah, blah. I was like, we only made out. I was like, really? I'm like, you're not just the make out type. I fucking raw dogged you on the first date. Like, you're not the make out type. And then she starts crying. I'm so sorry. So then she like takes a taxi, comes over, is like crying hysterically. You know, she cried for like 2-3 hours. She was fucking traumatized. I found that out later too. This is what, when you guys saw me disappear at the end of quarter 2021, but I still did a couple shows and I did the USA tour. I was dealing with this shit. And that's why in 2023 or 2022, quarter one, I launched Inner Game Healing. Cause I learned it's like, you got to have your inner game sorted out so you could spot other girls with bad inner game and you could keep them away. Cause you can't fix a girl with bad inner game. She has to fix herself. And most people don't fix themselves, men and women alike. So you're, again, wasting time. So, but I was just like, oh, I need to be a nice guy. I got to be a good leader or whatever. So I helped pay for her therapy. She did some sessions, even with Wraith and Paul from Apex Mindset, and even Ryan Fowler as well. And she was trying her damnedest, but you know, she just had those American girls in her ears influencing her. And then also the resentment was really building for me because it was like a year of my time that I wasted. You know, in my mind, I fell in love with somebody that didn't exist. And the girls do this all the time and they think it's okay. They think it's okay to like play a character. I'm like, are you retarded? Do you realize like you're gonna get found out? And when you get found out, people don't like being taken advantage of or taken for a fool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you expect this to work. And also another thing, it's the basis of a relationship is truth. And the number one to destroy truth, is trust, you know, parallel to truth, right? And the number one way to destroy trust is to lie, and to lie about something big too. It's not like, oh, you know, I make 50,000 a year, actually only make 25. It's like, oh no, like I've actually sucked an army of dicks, and you know,
yeah, I think you'll find too, you know, like when women get caught in something like that, and they'll cry and they'll do all this kind of stuff. It's never because they're really sad that they did whatever it is. It's because they got caught, you know, and that's the thing. There's never any true sort of remorse for what they do when it comes to stuff like that. And so it's better. I'm shocked that you did all that. Cause what a great guy you are. I
am a good guy. I am a good guy. And I'm not, and I like to talk about that too. Cause everybody on the red feels like I'm the motherfucking top G. Ain't no bitch ever finessed me. You know, I'm the fucking best ever. I think Andrew Tate, it is what it is, but him getting finessed and ruined over a fucking American woman, you know, I think he was Jesus dying on the cross for a lot of people. Like, damn, even this motherfucker got by some ratchet hoe.
Well, I think I think it's great that you actually share that kind of stuff, because it does show that it happens to the best of us, you know. Like
Paul,
a lot of guys,
I got 1 foot in the fucking grave, bro. Like, you know,
you say that and you're only 39. You're a young buck, man. Yeah. Dude, look at all this. Look at all this. Look at all this gray hair.
Here. Great, man. With the best, you know what? The number one thing I like about you is when I saw you first, I could just tell you're a good person, and that is now my line in the sand. Like, I don't care how many fucking subs somebody has. I don't care how many, like, you got to have your shit together to a higher degree, which you make, you know, I don't know if you want to say, but you do very well for yourself. You know, but you're in the 6-figure club, and you're a good father, and you're not a fat, disgusting piece of shit, and you're a man, you have a girl, you have money. A lot of these guys, I make $2,000 a month, I got no bitches, but sign up for my coaching. For what?
Right.
Put the fries in the bag, bro. Put the fries in the fucking bag. What are we talking about here? You know, but you're a good guy because you have a job, and you know, you got a woman, you got your father, you take care of kids. That is the number one thing. And then going back to the lying, that is not a good person. I don't care anybody says, that is not a good person to lead somebody on and manipulate them and trick them into believing something that you're not for such a long time, man or woman. That is not a good thing. And you cannot bring that kind of lying, deceptive, evil energy into your life, because
I agree with that. Yeah,
it is going to bite you in the ass. And you know, I tried it out for her, and we tried all of 2022, and then like April 23, I dumped her because the resentment was just building. I couldn't get past it. I was like, bitch, you fucking, how dare you? You know, how dare you? Mm-hmm. So it's not. And that's another thing too. When you have a good life, guys, when you focus on what I say, money, muscles, game, frame, and you have frame, you have self-respect. Like, when somebody violates this and you don't enforce it, you're violating yourself. So it's only a matter of time before that relationship's done, because you're going to start becoming a shell of the man you previously were, because you didn't live up to your own code of ethics and honor to yourself. And when you betray yourself, you're defeated from within. We defeated within, nothing can beat you. I mean, nothing, you can't win. You already lost. The battle's lost.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people, you know, we talk about, you know, boundaries in this space. A lot of people don't realize, like, boundaries are for you and like protecting you and what you value. It's not really about controlling other people. It's about controlling what you will accept in your life, you know. And that's a part of the frame. Yeah.
But I think by having a situation now with Trump actually in the office, there is a more, I think right now, here's my nerdy synopsis. Okay. So I think that the wokeness and faggotry started with Obama in 2008. Remember, guys, Obama was the one that made gay marriage legal, and all this super, like, it started with that, which, hey, if you're gay, you want to get married, go ahead. Fucking, but let's be honest, you fucking gay guys don't want to get married. I know you animals. All right. I used to live with a gay dude in Orlando. I had to like live in Craigslist apartment for a couple months because of a bad spot. His name was Barry Sanford, and this man was just telling me the most horrifying stories I never wanted to hear about just, you know, the gay lifestyle. And these dudes, they don't want to get fucking married. They're out here.
The only people that won with that was the divorce attorneys, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
and then on top of that, all this liberal agenda stuff started flowing in. And from 2000, I would say America's last great year was like 2010. Like it could just kind of go, women became more and more insufferable after Obama got in office. And then I would say the peak of it, I think we peaked in like 2017 when they crossed the line, Paul, when they made Luke Skywalker a bitch. I think that was it. That was the nerds roused up and like, listen, wait up. We created this nerdy space because you bitches in America, you ignored us. You didn't want anything to do with us. So he said, fuck it. We're going to go look at big titty goth chicks and anime chicks and play Star Wars and make nerd world. And then girls started encroaching in on that and fagging up the nerds from within.
Okay. I can see that. See, my big turning point with that kind of nerd shit was Thor Love and Thunder was my I was like, that's it. I'm fucking done with this, man.
Was that 2020?
What? Oh God, what? Yeah, probably something like that.
That was after Endgame.
It was after Endgame, but like Thor Ragnarok, I thought was a fun movie, you know.
Phenomenal movie. Phenomenal. I love that movie.
But Thor, 2022, yeah.
Yeah.
Because Thor Love and Thunder, man, they had the gay rock giants in it, and I was like, I'm fucking done with this shit, man. What are they even doing?
And a lot of people too, because talking about like the presidency and stuff.
Yeah.
Let me show you some because I knew this was going to happen because they just don't care about the average American person. But 2022, remember what happened with the interest rates?
Yeah. That was when they started raising the interest rates.
Yep. I got a chart right here. Look.
Yeah.
Look at this. And this is when started in, they didn't do it. And then they started jacking up. Like, I think it was March. Yeah. March here. And then they just kept raising it like literally all of 2022, just bleeding the liquidity out of the market, just stifling it. Gas prices going up, money going to Ukraine, just terrible politics. It got harder for guys to date, and it was just really terrible. So now we're at a point though where we're starting, we have the FOMC meeting tomorrow, right? It's Tuesday in America right now, right? It's Tuesday.
It is Tuesday, yeah.
So we're going to have the meeting tomorrow. Some people are saying the rates are not going to change. Some people think they're going to listen to Trump and it's going to go get a cut. We'll see what happens. It's going to be a big first obstacle to Trump's administration if the rates do not go down. We need them to go down, but that's so money can come into the market. We could stop the quantitative tapering and begin the quantitative easing, more liquidity in the market, assets pump. So that's going to be good for people who are involved in crypto and who just have assets in the market and just having, the energy, the drilling going back down, energy costs going down. Things will be getting better, which will kind of give every American man and woman, kind of like a breath of relief in regards to just daily life cost and being able to survive, because the inflation has been out of control, which was also directly correlated to the previous presidency. So I think the finances and economy will be getting better. They said right now, I don't know if you saw it this morning, but DOGE, or my morning, your afternoon, evening, but DOGE is saving on average now $1 billion a day.
Is it really?
Yeah. And they've been operating for 8-9 days.
Okay. Oh, that's okay. That's Trump's. You're not talking about crypto. You're talking about Trump's new with Elon, the new,
yes.
Department of Government Efficiency. Yeah,
correct. Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. I'm looking forward to that, man, because our government is so overly bloated right now. And if Elon can do what he did for Twitter, where he fired like 90% of the employees there and then made it more efficient, if he can do that with our government, that'll blow my mind.
Do you follow this? This is an actual government agency, DOGE.
I know it's real. I saw it as a part of the Trump, executive orders, but I don't follow them on Twitter.
So it says DOGE is saving federal government approximately $1 billion a day, mostly from stopping hiring of people into unnecessary positions, deletion of DEI, and stopping improper payments to foreign organizations, all consistent with the president's executive orders. A good start. This number needs to increase to $3 billion a day, however. They found out that I think we were sending $50,000 to Gaza just for condoms.
The fuck? Really? It's like, just for condoms, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I'll give these guys a follow. Okay. That's
so
good.
I think things are sizing up, but guys have to. Oh, I'm sorry, not 50,000. 50 million. Yikes. Here it is. American taxpayers almost bought $50 million worth of condoms for Gaza. No joke. Palestinians use the condoms as explosive balloons, launching them at Israel to burn farms and homes. $50 million. If I had $50 million, I that would be great.
Right. Oh my God. to buy condoms that they're using to blow up our allies over there. I don't know what you guys feel about the chosen people over there, but some people don't like them. But whatever.
I'll leave that to Myron Gaines. Myron's got that front handled.
Yeah. You know? I don't have a problem with them. I don't know. I don't care. But,
whatever. I'm here to get paid. But yeah, I think the landscape is a lot better. But the two components is this: guys have to be talking to girls. You have to go and talk to girls, and you have to talk to a lot of girls, because a lot of guys. I want to ask you a question following up here, right? But a lot of guys, they think that talking to 1 to 2 girls a month is enough to find love, find a girlfriend, find sex, find a wife. First of all, your thoughts on 1 to 2 girls talking a month.
No, that's not enough, man. Because I mean, if you just think about it, even the ones that you're striking out with, like the women have a high flake rate, women have a high ghost rate. I mean, it's a numbers game. You really, the more women you talk to, the better you're going to do out there. And the guys that are like, they only end up on like 1 or 2 dates a month, and then they're like, this sucks, this fucking sucks. It's because they're not putting enough effort in. You know, and you don't even have to, it's not even that much really, you know, you just have to be more intentional with it. You know, like if you're doing dating apps, right, just dedicate 30 minutes a night. You know, it doesn't even have to be that much. If you're doing social media game, dedicate 30 minutes a night to like adding these girls on social media, and then, you know, reaching out to them in their DMs with video messages and stuff. If you're going to do cold approaching, like find where the sort of happening places are, and, you know, dedicate a couple nights a week to go do that. You know, if this is important to you, put some fucking effort into it, you know?
So that is a big thing there. Okay. Got to put some effort into it. So for you, obviously you're not a millennial or a Zoomer, so there's not any gay in you. But tell me about, like, why didn't you just retreat into your closet, play video games, and say, oh, fuck women are shit, and, you know, I don't need a girl. Why didn't you get jaded and retreat and just kind of give up? Why did you decide to pursue finding a girl? Yeah. First of all,
I actually like women, you know.
See, not an ounce of gay in you, like I said.
That's it. I mean, I actually like them. You know, it's funny. It's one of those things where I never once had the idea of like, I'm giving up on all women and like, fuck this, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. It was like, no, I actually like them. I like, you know, interacting with them. I like having sex. You know, sex is kind of a fun thing to do. Yeah. So, yeah, I was just like, no, I, you know, it's funny because you hear it all the time, like not all women, right? Like I firmly was like, not all women are going to be like my ex-wife, you know? Yeah, there's a lot of trash women out there, but there's probably plenty of decent women out there. I just need to go through and talk to enough of them to where I have a good sample size of good women. And I need to cut loose the women that are wasting my time or that are just not going to be a good fit for me. So it was all about just making myself really efficient with the process, you know? But no, I was always like, yeah, I'm eventually gonna meet a good girl. It might take a while, you know. One of the things that, you know, I mentioned Corey Wayne. One of the things that he says in his book is that it on average it takes a guy about 3 years between relationships. It takes a guy about 3 years to find a girl that he really clicks with. Maybe that's true, maybe that's not. But
it'll take you 3 years.
It took. Yeah, I would say it probably did take me. Well, no, it took me about 2 years. I think it took me 2 years to meet Nurse Chick. But I was dating hard that whole time. I was like, it was really hard for me too, because I have my kids every other week, right? So it's like I couldn't go out. I could only go out every other week. And so it was mainly like on the weeks when I had my kids, it was like trying to line up dates for the next week. And then that next week, it was just fucking going hard that next week. You know, and it was like that for quite a while until I met Nurse Chick. And then, yeah.
What I like about you is, again, because you actually have, like, I think guys don't realize getting pussy is one thing, but getting a girl that wants to stick around, because you didn't beg her to stick around, right?
No, she asked me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what she did? Because I'm a pro wrestling fan. When she asked me to be exclusive with her, she went and had a picture of Kenny Omega blown up. And she had it printed out where he's doing I don't know if you follow pro wrestling or whatever, but Kenny Omega is really big in Japan.
He's big in Japan. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's doing what his signature move is called the V trigger, which is like a running knee kick to a guy's face, right? And so he's mid knee kick to a guy's face, and she goes, "Will you be my signature move?" And that's how she asked me to be exclusive. You know, it's hard to say no to a Kenny Omega.
This guy didn't comment all show. As soon as you mentioned Japanese wrestling, that's New Japan Pro Wrestling, right? NJPW. Yeah. I know about them. Do you know Sayuri Nanba?
No.
She was on Tokyo Love Show. She does some pro wrestling, and she came on the show.
Okay. What's her name again?
Sayuri Nanba. Here, let me show you. Sayuri is funny. She was on Tokyo Love Show. She wants me. Here, I'll show you. Look. I don't know if this is
she's what do they call him? A Joshi? She's a Joshi?
Yeah. All right, let me skip ahead to when here, this is her. You know her?
No, I don't. Okay.
She was on the show.
Oh, dude. Honestly, doing podcasting and stuff like that, I've made friends with pro wrestlers, and I'm friends with the promoter out in Utah, and he'll DM me on Instagram. He's like, "Hey, bro, you coming out?" And I'm like, "I don't know who you got on your show," and he'll tell me like some former WWE guy, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'll go out there." So,
look who couldn't resist a little bit of clout.
Oh, hey, Dr. Melons.
Welcome to the show. You have now made us both younger. Thank you. How are you?
Next time, call in from your bath.
No.
She said in the chat, she's like, "I'm relaxing in my bath right now." I'm like, "Yeah."
Oh, were you?
Perfect time to call in.
Oh, that's why you look so moisturized. Are we wearing PJs? You look like a sailor. Can we see the PJs stand up?
PJs.
Oh wow.
I like the top. It's very 1950s. How are you doing, darling? Welcome. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. We're good. Everything's good.
You have a slew of crazy American women that you keep at proximity. I don't know why you're even in your life, but
entertainment.
Sure. Tell me, what has the Trump presidency what do you think the effect it's had on dating in America? Positive, negative? Let's hear your thoughts.
I mean, it's good. It's good because if you just put like a Trump something on your profile, they just go away. You don't have to worry about it. I mean, you need to stop I don't care how hot they are anymore. They're so insane. These are the people who are mentally ill. They'll like say you did something you didn't do. They'll go against you. They'll try to get you fired. If they don't like something you said or did, why even bother? So just find someone who's like chill and doesn't care. Better if she doesn't even know who the president is.
I like it. Would you like to see? I have I used to use this one back in the day before Bumble changed their policy. Paul, I don't think you've seen this one. The ultimate filtering mechanism right here. This used to be my dating profile picture.
Yeah.
Before
you can't have guns on Bumble, right?
Yeah, so gay. But this was in 2016. That's what that is, Paul?
Is that an AK?
No, it's a Sega.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's a
Chinese.
Sega. No, Russian.
It's Russian. Okay.
Just like my computer froze. As soon as Cat came up, I choked out. Yeah, I think by putting that on the profile, I think it's funny too how girls are like, if you voted on Trump, swipe left. It's like plus size, LGBTQ, single mother. Okay, got it.
That's one on the flip side. That's one of the things I used to tell guys. I say it in my book too. Like putting any kind of negative shit in your profile as a guy That's not a win. You know, if you're a guy that says, if you're a single mom, swipe left, no to smokers, and if you have tattoos, go fuck yourself. Like, no one wants to date a negative person in general, you know? So if like the women doing the same kind of thing, saying, oh, if you voted for Trump, blah, 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 you know what? Fuck off, bitch. I don't need that negativity in my life. I'm a positive person.
Absolutely do not need it. And it's just, honestly, it's just a benchmark of intelligence. I think if you're going to really, the reason I disqualify them is because they disqualified me, right? And it's fine. I don't want to be with you. Okay. You can go have abortions without me. But you know, the insanity that they have become, the fact that for me, the biggest red flag is that their mind is so weak that they have become that radicalized is the big thing. But what I like to do, I used to do this when I was home in 2016. I would hook up with these girls, and then, you know, we're naked after, and they like, oh, can I get a shirt or whatever? I'll give them Make America Great Again shirt. I'm like, here you go. Just put that on. That'll keep you warm. And it was funny because their face would be like, oh, but they liked the fact that they liked me, and they find out later. Never had a.
You just had a box of MAGA shirts.
No, just one. I had one. What I like, I'll show you offline. I have what I call the uniform, and I make them all wear it. It's the Trump shirt, the same shorts, and yeah, I'll show you when we go offline. It's funny, but I just like to see the reaction. What's funny too is like being out here, Japanese girls are down for Trump. The only ones who don't like him are the ones that have been like, kind of their mind has been poisoned by like the liberal virus, which typically girls who speak a lot of English that are Japanese, they typically have like more of a combative, more masculine, not as sexually appealing, and they're typically single too, even after, you know, 28, 29, 30 onwards. And you could just tell they're damaged goods. The best girls in Japan don't speak English. The best of the best, you know. So it's all about.
Do you speak Japanese?
I have. So there's 5 levels of certification. 5 being the lowest. I have my level 5. I was supposed to take my level 4, but I just didn't care, so I didn't take it. But I'm probably can say I'm a high level beginner. It's a very hard language to understand. My Spanish is way better, self-taught in Spanish. So yeah, it's a good filtration. The ones in my opinion though, the girls that are like the best, like they're barely speaking English. You know, the more Americanized they are, the more English they speak. It's just like big red flag.
So with your level 5 Japanese, are you able to at least get the point across to the girls that don't speak English?
Oh yeah, easily. Because when a girl likes you, they're gonna be cooperative and helpful.
Yeah,
you know,
you just wink at them a lot, give them a smile,
smack them on the ass, point them to the kitchen, point them towards the dirty sink.
You, me, let's go. Right, like
yeah. But like I said, Japanese people in general are pretty cool and friendly. You know, at surface level. So there's really I've slept with girls who felt like no English, but they knew what they wanted, and you know, grabbing a tit is the same in every language. So
it's universal. Yeah,
it is. Look, you have Dr. Melons shaking it. Dr. Melons, your name is messed up. Here, let me fix it for you.
Oh God.
Disapproving Dr. Melons. So what are some red flags you think avoiding American women regarding towards the Trump presidency? Dr. Melons, your thoughts?
Okay, so I'm on Bumble, you know, the friend one to find female friends, right?
What a loser. Just joking. Go ahead.
Nobody's on dating apps to find friends.
It's not a dating app. They have a friend one. But anyway,
in a business section in a
yeah, they do. For networking.
Yeah, let's be honest.
Anyways, it's a nightmare. Okay. Can I tell you what I do? Like
Let's
immediate. Okay.
Can I see your Bumble profile pictures? Are you in a bikini?
Of course. Yeah, because that's gonna really get me chicks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, it does. Yeah.
I'm in a bathing suit in my.
I'm not trying to bang them.
Everyone loves a hot chick in a bikini. Everyone does.
What do you say? Like, hi, my name is Dr. Melons, and I talk about Nazi UFOs on YouTube. Swipe right to meet me.
my God. Okay. Anyways, so the first thing I do, if I look at their pictures and if they're not smiling, swipe off.
Is this guys or girls?
Girls, I'm looking for female friends.
Okay.
So I have to screen for mental illness, just like y'all's.
Okay.
If they're not smiling, mentally ill, swipe.
Interesting. Yeah. Because I was going to say it's opposite for guys. You know, if you're smiling too much in pictures, you actually come across like a nice guy. You actually want to have a,
I don't know.
you want to have a little bit of a brooding look, you know?
I think that's a myth, in my
You think
opinion.
so?
Honestly. Yeah, I'll show you.
There's in Atomic Attractions, there's a study on it.
I don't give a fuck about what that nerd says. I'm having sex with a lot of women. Okay.
Yeah, but look at your smile, though. You know,
I look at this website here. See this? This is called Photo Feeler.
Yeah.
And my top ranking photos, I'm smiling in all of them.
Okay.
You know, I think a smile. I think guys who try to look hard are the ones who are the least hard. You know.
Yeah.
And you know, this is the girl that I was dating, the nightmare girl. She was holding my hand here. I just cropped her out and I use this for fucking. It's a great photo. But yeah, all my best photos here are me. I'm smiling. So I don't know the brooding ones.
So what I would do is I would have one picture where I was smiling. One, so girls could see that I had my grill, you know, because girls don't like a guy that's missing teeth and shit, you know. But otherwise, I might have a playful smirk on my face, but I wouldn't have like a big toothy grin on mine. Yeah.
This one I'm not smiling. This is an 8.7. This one I'm on the treadmill here, and I'm not smiling. Still good scores. But I would say I have noticed that smiling has provided a bigger ROI, because when I do my dating app batches now in Tokyo and other countries too, Manila, Bangkok, Vietnam, you know, when I swipe, even in Hawaii, you know, I'm pulling an average bare minimum of 50 matches per batch of. I never used the Stone Cold thing. I think Tate was the one saying that. What in a like? I think I've looked at that. I've read that book, Atomic Attraction, though. I felt like when I read that book, I was like, this motherfucker's a nerd. So what
He's
did
a
he
British
say?
nerd for sure? Yeah.
Well, is he a nerd?
Yeah. If you find his YouTube channel, like he doesn't show himself a lot, but in his older videos, you can see what he looks like. He does look like a total nerd. You know?
Christopher Canwell.
Yeah.
Let's see this fucking nerd. Kat, you're the only one with vagina here, so you have to give us the. Okay, would you or would you not?
Would. I need my meme.
Let's see. Is this the guy? I can see why this motherfucker doesn't want to smile. Is this the guy here? Him?
Yeah, that's Christopher Canwell. Yeah.
No.
Oh, would not.
No.
Yes, you would.
I'm sorry, I wouldn't.
White, you would.
Immediately, no.
He's white. I think
I don't care. I don't care.
Right. He's racist.
He's British though.
Racist sad person.
I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be mean. But that's a hell to the nah.
I read this book and I wasn't really a big fan of it. I remember I called Paul from Apex Mindset and actually talked to him about this, and he was kind of on the same.
Has Paul read that too?
Paul's not a big fan. But what was it? What was the study exactly?
I can't remember, but he cites some study, and they were showing how women prefer more of a more like a playful smirk or a brooding look, you know. So I implemented that in my dating profiles, but I would have one where I was smiling, mainly just to show that I'm not a psychopath, and you know that I have my teeth.
Teeth are important.
Kind of a big deal. Yeah.
Dr. Melons, what do you think are like the top, and don't try to be funny because you're not that funny. Just be real, okay? Okay. Top 3 things a woman looks for in a guy initially.
I don't know about
Don't
other
say
women.
money, don't say money, don't say white, because I know that's what you're gonna say. But go. Top 3.
What I look for, because I don't know what these chicks like drama. I don't know. I would think purpose, going somewhere with his life, not a loser, not a mama's boy. This is just my thing. Parents are still together and happy. So he knows how to have a marriage relationship long term. He's seen it. That's important. Let's see. Can turn down chicks is like a big one for me for like longevity. Like a guy who's like so like, oh, anything that walks by and everything is like so impressive. It's like a loser. You need more? You want physical stuff? What do you want?
Just give it to me raw. Give it to me.
I like tall. I like.
Define tall. Are you a 6 foot groupie?
No. Okay, look.
How tall are you? 4'11"?
I'm 5 even.
Oh, so everybody's taller than you. That works out good. That's one thing. You know, a lot of guys really obsess over the 3 6s or whatever, and they're like, oh, all women want guys who are 6 feet tall. No. It's like, really, women don't measure very well to begin with. And 2, they just want a guy that's taller than them typically. And so if you're a 5'7" guy like Tom Cruise, find a girl like Dr. Melons who's 5 feet tall. Like, you're 7 inches taller than her, you're probably going to be fine. She'll think that if she loves you, like she's like, oh man, that guy is so hot, she'll think you're 6 feet tall. It doesn't matter. She can't measure.
But at the same time, because status is getting the taller guy, if girls have a preference, they're going to want that. Just like if status, like if there's a chance, like the guy would want the chick with the smallest waist and the biggest, you know, curve ratio, whatever. This is the ideal. Everybody wants the ideal. Is that what we're going to get? No, we're not going to get the ideal because we're not the ideal. So it's within reason. It's
kind of like, when I was getting out of the Navy, I took they gave us this class called TAP, Transition Assistant Program. It basically teach us how to be civilians again. And one of the guys in there was talking about how, like, you don't need a college degree. It's all about, you know, your experience and stuff. And he was saying how when employers put out a job description, it's all a wish list. It's not a must have. And so he's like, if you see something that you think you could do, apply for it because you'll probably get the job. Same thing when women are like, you know, I got to have a guy who's 6 feet tall, who's got 6-pack abs and, you know, at least a 6-inch dick or whatever. It's like, yeah, but if you don't have those things, if you have a little bit of charisma, she doesn't know what size your dick is anyway until you take your pants off, you know, but you got to work up to that.
Oh my gosh.
Do you lead with that, John? Do you lead with that? You just walk out with your cock out and just be like, okay, let's see what we're working with here.
God, no.
Most guys don't do that.
The top 2 things that I've seen girls ask that want in a guy is they want kindness and they want intelligence. That's what I have seen unanimously.
I'm okay with not as intelligent as long as they can make money, however.
We said you can't.
It's okay if he's dumb as a post as long as he's hot and good in bed.
If he can make money with his lower intelligence, like whatever, I'm good.
I said
it's what the guys say. It's all about that money.
Pump the brakes on the gold digging. But no, I would say that. Yeah, those are the 2 things. And when you smile, you know, for me, I'm actually a fucking savage behind the scenes. So like, I feel like I need to smile. Otherwise I will scare them away, especially Japanese girls. Cause Japanese girls like cats. Like, you know, you could spook them off real easy, real quickly. They'll disappear into the wild and like block you and never come again. So you got to taper it. But I do understand how in America though, how, you know, the guys, if you say something retarded in the chat, that's just, if I ban you for some time off, it's because if you said that in real life, that would be bad game. So don't say it here because you look like retarded. Okay. I'm here to teach you guys. Okay. Only one person can verbally abuse Dr. Melons on this panel, and it's Paul. Just joking. But yeah, you know, I think you see guys like, here's the theory. Me and Paul from Apex Mindset, we talk a lot. He's like one of my best friends in life. And we've kind of come to this realization, like nerdy guys like this, and then like that guy, Psych Hacks, Dr. Orion Taraban, right? Those guys, they get a lot of subscribers and stuff because they look like the average beta male nerd that these guys can relate to, right? The reality of dating coaching is this. In order to receive any kind of effective mentorship and or coaching, you are going to be offended and your feelings will be hurt during the process. It's inevitable because your way of doing things, you're emotionally attached to it because it's part of your identity, but so is not getting pussy. So what kind of identity are we trying to get here? You're going to have to learn to get through some pain and uncomfortable realities. If someone is going to tell you like a very sugar-coated, sweet way of trying to do things, it's not as effective. It is not as good as just getting straight to the point, being concrete, direct, and objective in your communication to who you're trying to teach. And a lot of guys can't handle the truth. That's another thing. Because I talked about this yesterday on my episode, Paul. It's funny. It's unfortunate you can't track this with your book sales, but I'm pretty sure parallels are the same. People who buy my courses, over 50% of the people do not even open the course. And I've sold courses to over 5,000 people. So 2,500 people have paid me anywhere between $600 to $2,000 and did not even open the course material.
Yeah, no, I believe that. I was having a conversation with Clary about that once. Because when I first started doing coaching and stuff, I wasn't charging enough, and then but two, one of the things I realized is there's a direct correlation by how much a guy will pay and how much he's willing to like put that work in. Because if you only charge like a couple $100, most guys are like, I feel good just having paid for that. And I have guys that are on my legacy coaching from a couple of years ago that they pay me literally every month. And we've never had a call. They just keep paying me. And it's like, okay, do you want to have a call? Like, I'm available. So I ended up hiring a business coach back in October who's like slapped some sense into me and showed me like what I needed to do better. And so I don't do that anymore. But now my coaching clients that I have now, one of the things I tell them is you're only going to get value out of this program like if you are coachable. If you think you know everything already, just realize like what you're doing now doesn't work. So you need to empty your cup a little bit. And when I tell you to do something, I'm like a fucking doctor. If your arm's broke, like Dr. Melons knows what I'm talking about. If your arm's broke and I say we need to set that bone, I don't want to hear any arguments about it or why that won't work or whatever. Like, no, listen, we're setting the fucking bone. Okay. So, yeah, the guys that do that, they empty the cup, they're coachable, they're decisive, they're in it to win it. They're not in it to not lose. They're not playing to not lose, those guys actually do very well. And they do the work, they put the time in, they don't give me excuses every week. They actually get results.
Yeah. It's not okay to like just sit there. Hold on, I'm correcting someone in the chat. Okay.
Yeah, I call her Dr. Melons because she's a fucking doctor. Okay.
She is.
Right on the screen. Okay.
She's got a PhD in hating. No, she's smart. She is one of those. I mean, did you see Fat Dr. Melons? Did you see the
It
Dr.
was like 1 6-month period
of being 100 pounds heavier?
Get the fuck out of here. Really?
No.
Oh, okay, like 60 pounds. You were.
No, it was literally 20, but it was all in my face.
You look like a DEI Oompa Loompa.
Yeah, I mean, I was.
When I gain weight, it's all here too.
Yeah. How much do you weigh now, Dr. Melons? Hundo?
Yeah, I wish.
No, what do you?
I'm on a weight loss journey.
Yeah.
Is it a lifestyle, Dr. Melons? It's a lifestyle. It's not a diet. Okay.
Yeah.
What are you? 120 now? 115?
I am 118. I need to get down to 108.
Okay. And then what were you before? Like 180?
When I was fat?
Big version of you.
135.
Damn, you look bigger. Oh, because
135, but you're only 5 feet tall. That's why.
Yeah, so I was huge.
Yeah. I can see that.
It
Yeah.
was like Jurassic Park. You would see like the water move.
If she
Yeah,
was
it
180,
was just
if she
fluid.
was 180 at 5 feet tall, man, she would be like morbidly like
boy.
just absolutely disgusting. Yeah.
Let me see. I have that picture somewhere, Dr.
No.
Collins. Do you have it?
Yeah, like I'm gonna keep it.
You're the
Do you
one who
have
said
it
it to me.
handy just so whenever John wants to show it on the internet?
But yeah, anyways, she's really smart. She lost a lot of weight. She did it all naturally. She didn't get liposuction like me. Good for you.
Without exercising.
Without exercising too. Bravo.
Ozempic's amazing.
No, it's
No. Shout out to you, Abby. We got a subscriber. It's a rare occasion. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. I will say that, when Ozempic first came out, Thor recommended it to me, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go talk to a doctor, just hear what this is all about. And when they told me like what it does is slows down the rate the food goes down through your tract, I was like, I'm not trying to hack my body's operating system. Like that sounds like, and the guy was real pushy trying to sell it to me. I met a white girl here who was on it. She's dead now. Not really, but she was having some complications. She was on Sugar Daddy website too. So she had a lot going on bad with her life. But yeah, the thing we have going on now with the atmosphere here, I think it's a good vetting mechanism for sure. You don't need to walk around and be like, I'm Trump, I love blah, blah, blah. And we're not saying you have to support Trump either, have success in dating. But I will say that, and this is something King Dre talked about in his course, his really good course, How to Vet a Woman. He said, talked about like, they have the septum piercings, if they're real liberal, if they're like one of these career girls, boss babes, like, all not long-term investments that are good if you want to build something long, happy, and stable, because there's just too much going on with those girls that they don't have enough room in their heart to take care of man. And really, that's the only thing you need to be happy and healthy. Look at Dr. Melons, full-time housewife, young, beautiful, stress-free, no gray hair. You have any grays?
I color it. Are you insane?
Yes. I mean, it was your first time talking to me. Well, you look great though. You look great. Well, listen, guys, we've been going 2 hours and 15 minutes. Paul, this is impromptu, but I thank you for joining me, sir. Truly do.
Oh, thanks for sending the link out. I appreciate it, man.
Absolutely. You both always have a place on here. You're both good people. 2025, we're just putting out quality content with good people, good morals, good characters. Yeah, I will say in closing, I think that if you have been waiting to get your dating life together, there is no better time than now. You have 4 years to practice under less, how can I say, aggressive circumstances, less hostile circumstances. I think it's a little bit, the wokeism stuff was just out of control. And I think a lot of people are kind of permanently realizing like that just woke crazy stuff is not conducive to anything but destruction and unhappiness. Because, they did a survey recently and
So you have accepted the
wow, I'm
truth.
the most popular man again. Shout out to you, Brando. Looks like we're slowly but surely cutting out of the shadow ban, maybe. Do you know the unhappiest people in the world? You know who it is?
Liberal women.
Liberal white women that are millennials and Gen Z. I am a millennial. And yeah, they have the unhappiest chicks in the world. The most unhappiest people are in the super liberal states. I went to Hawaii. Hawaii is very, very, very blue, very liberal. They're all about trannies and all that weird stuff that I don't like, I don't agree with personally. Sure, if you want to chop your dick off, go ahead, but I just don't want anything to be I don't want to be friends with anybody who wants to cut off parts of their body that they actually need, like cutting off your boobs, cutting off your wee-wee, making a fake pee-pee, any of that. No thanks.
That's one of the best executive orders that Trump put out, was that the government's only going to recognize men and women. You know.
Yes, just two genders is simple, and it's hey, did you hear real quick, because I know you're a tech guy, did you hear about DeepSeek and all that?
No, I didn't.
DeepSeek is this Chinese AI. They allegedly made it for $5 million, and it outperformed all American AI, which was spent like billions and billions and billions of dollars with all these benchmarks. It just smashed it. Now the Chinese could be lying, because that's what they do. They could have done it for way more, but they claim they only did it with 5 million. That being said, I think a big reason why some of these countries are outperforming us in crypto and AI is because they're not like wasting any mental resource saying, oh yeah, we got to appease to the Z's, the Zers, the Zim, the just like, that's not even on their fucking to-do list. You know what I mean? Like the deep state froze me. I think that's why they have a competitive edge. And, John Somnes is actually, when we were talking about him earlier, Bulldog Mindset, he was saying when he was in China, he saw like the computer programmers are programming and they're coding and whatever, and they have women massaging their shoulders. Like that's their full-time job, like to massage the guy, massage his head, which like if you have a person that's stressed out, you want to lower their stress levels so they can feel in most relaxed, calm state and fucking, program.
Yeah.
And
are they hot Chinese girls though? Because that would really make a difference.
I think to be honest with you, because when I go to Philippines, it's always some big old fat lady massaging me or taking that foot cheese grater to my heel. You ever do that? You know what I'm talking about? I bought one of those the other day, and let me tell you something. My feet are like a 5-year-old's face. I like those big girls. I would take any woman massaging me, even some big old black woman with some like huge hands, just like manhandling me. I would take that over no woman massaging me. I'd even let Dr. Melons massage me.
My girl bought a massage table. My girl bought a massage table because I was running a marathon a couple of years ago.
That is a good woman.
Just so that she could give me a full workout or rub down after the run and stuff like that. I was like, you could have just done this on your bed. You didn't have to go buy a whole table. She's like, no, we're doing the whole works and stuff. I was like,
that's good though. At least she cares about you.
No, she's great. Yeah.
Dr. Melons, do you massage your man?
Yeah, but he doesn't like it. He used to be a massage therapist, so he's like, you're doing it wrong.
More elbows. You need more. You need more elbows in there.
You can massage my head, Dr. Melons. When we finally link up, you can put coconut oil on my head. We'll do a live stream. It'll be good. We'll get a lot of views.
You don't do the thing like from was it Enter the Dragon where the girl's walking barefoot on the guy's back? You don't do that thing.
I do that. Yeah. I do that. It's good. But
you walk on girls' backs, or you have that done?
No,
he walks.
I'll crush these little girls if I fucking put 190 pounds of me on them. God,
it feels like a 5-year-old's face on your back.
Oh man. Well, like I said, guys, I think the tone is set. I think it's good. Don't get black-pilled about this. And at the end of the day, like I was saying, like Dr. Melons here sounding like Paul's saying, like, you got to talk to girls, guys. You got to just go and talk. It's not that. Just say hello. Just say, hey, I saw your watch. I thought it was nice. And you'll feel if she wants to carry on the conversation or not. And if she doesn't, just gracefully step out. Because the reality too, here's the reality of cold approach. If you have very low skill level, you're going to go 1 for 150. So if you could buy like a little clicker, like a counter in your pocket, and just every time you approach a girl, click, that's 1. And then see if you get to 150, how long it took you, how many dates you can get. And then that's how you grow. But you can't. Another thing is this too. I ask a lot of girls when I date them. I love to interview girls nowadays, right? And I ask them, like, how many guys actually cold approach you? And it is literally every girl's like, you're the only guy. That's why I said yes. This is untapped. It's untapped resource. Like nobody is talking to these girls. They've been crying about it on TikTok. I feel like you got a snarky comment. Go ahead.
Back in my day, I used to get approached.
back in my day.
Back in
the
1998. I was approached nonstop. Well, guys, want to say thanks for everybody for being here. We'll be back tomorrow. We're going to be talking about money, the economy, and some stuff, how it's related to dating and stuff in America. Professor Scott Galloway put out a TEDx that we're going to break down. It's going to be really good. I'm back here. I'm cranking out shows 5 days a week. We'll see what happens. Be sure to check out the Crypto Minute because that's a new show when I'm putting out just quick crypto data. We have the FOMC meeting here tomorrow. Hopefully we get some rate cuts. Everything's looking good for the 2025. We're going to keep putting out content. And until then, we'll see you later. Moody Millennial says, Dr. Melons is too pretty. We'll end on that high note.